prominent Igbo man died in the coup. Fair enough. They went ahead and killed about 230 Igbo officers in the army as of that time. They were targeted across the country. They killed them. It wasn't enough to pay for their dead. And then they spread the bigotry, and then they started massacring Igbo people in the street. The estimates have it that about 36,000 to 50,000 people of former Eastern region were massacred in the streets of Nigeria for that hate. And then in 2025, we are witnessing such a thing trying to rear its ugly head again. If you have never been to this people's space, you will never understand the magnitude of what we are talking about. There was a time that my stomach churns every blessed day because I make it I make it a duty to always go to the space and hear what they are talking about as of that time, and there was no voice countering it. They will platform people from every side of Nigeria. If they platform people from the north, they will be talking about how they kill Sadwana, how Igbo people kill Sadwana, and they killed Shegare. Is it Shegare? So, and they will be talking about all those kind of revising the history of the country, but not with any other intention but to instigate hate and emasculate Igbo people in the politics of the country, so that Hausa and Igbo people will never be able to see each other. When they platform the people from the south, the same intention is at play. When they platform the people from south to hear them talking about how Igbo people marginalize them during Eastern region, nobody make allusion to say that the leader of the Eastern region for the longest time is from the present Cross River State.
Please, can we round up?
Okay, I will round up. Nobody make try to say anything of that sort. So they don't talk about it. What they talk about is how to make the people of that place say. Then they will start with Igbos. Igbos killed people from south. Igbos carried out massacres. No evidence. Nothing. So I think there is a steep price to pay if we continue to keep silence and allow them sow this hatred in the minds of people without answering to it. And then let's not even talk about how people have begun to perceive Igbo people internationally. You hear people from other countries of Africa, they will come and they will say it is not Nigerians that are doing this thing, it is Igbo people. And Yoruba people make it intentional. This Yoruba, because I do not say that it is all Yoruba people. They will make it intentional to go to South Africa space, to other even to spaces being hosted by Black Americans and all that. You see them go there, and they will be saying Igbo people are the fraudsters. Igbo people are the drug pushers. They are the ones that you are after in your countries. And they will spread all those kind. And you see people from this place tweeting all these things and saying it until some people decided to take it up with them. You will see them even in our local media. Every time that there is a reportage about anybody doing a bad thing, if it is a Yoruba man, they will keep silent. If it is not a Yoruba person, if it is an Igbo person, you will see them. These people have destroyed our image internationally. These people have done this one. These people, that is what you will see. Today, it is not repeating itself because some people devoted time to show it that for every one of the crime that they accuse us of, about 10 of it is happening in their region. So it is not a time to keep quiet. It is not. For every, in fact, at a point, they label Igbo people the money ritual ethnicity. Now we know that of a one ritual that happened in the east, about 1,000 of them is happening in the southwest. So I am not saying that this thing should stop. If the government want to stop it, they should make law to prescribe it and stop it from up. If they don't want to, let it continue. Let's saturate the whole space with it. Let everybody understand what it is. It is it. If Nigeria will remain the same, then let it remain the same. In fact, it even goes back to say to speak for what I have been saying, that Tinubu have intention of dividing the country. And this is one of evidence of it. When the people, when this bigotry gets to the street and people hate themselves to the point that they no longer want to be, then he can come in and then execute. This thing you see he's executing project only in his side, appointing only his people. They all, and they do bigotry that all of them are for such objective. He want to divide this country. He do not believe in Nigeria, forgetting that he's the president of the federal I am too looking at the evidence to say. So let me stop here so that others can speak. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Rising Sun is next.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Everyone has spoken from their own perspective, from everywhere. Me, how many minutes do I have, please?
So before we were not giving, but now I think I'll give about 3 to 4 minutes. Then I'll let you know your time is up, so you round up.
I want to give a report about where we are in this bigotry. That's where I want to give you people a report. The stage we are in this bigotry fight. And those who want to still continue it should be aware about where they are, about which stage we are in. That is one thing that is paining me. That's one thing that is really paining me. The same thing, the same mistake Jews made and Tutsi made, because I don't understand why you will not be able to fight back. Why will you not be able to see that kind of hate coming towards you? If only you did not, if it is not because you did not understand the level of hate or the stage of bigotry target at you. I just need bigot to know where we are. And this other one that said he's a bigot, he has gone. The one that said he's still in. Oh, I want the Igbo and Yoruba bigots to know the stage we are in right now, so that they won't be shocked. They won't be shocked. I was in arrest this thing. You know me, I'm a spy. I won't win. I'm a spy. I know I go into the enemy's territory. It is very important to know what your enemy is thinking, the weapon they have. It is they call it espionage. We see news about Russian spy being arrested, American. It is very important to know what your enemy is thinking, to know the weapons. It is paramount. I went to arrest space. My God, that guy is an orator, a public speaker, well spoken, and very convincing. That guy convinced me as an Igbo man. Yes, I turned into a Yoruba bigot sef. That guy was able to convince me, put fear in me that I didn't even know if I was Igbo or Yoruba again. I swear to God, who made. I didn't know if I was Igbo or Yoruba. Now, what will you expect from a moderate Yoruba to think? If what do you expect from a moderate Yoruba after listening to that guy? He is more well spoken than me, than Grandmaster. Grandmaster just firing. He's see, even Oluwa Bigot, Abe Governor, Trowe salute. That same hour, Abe Governor opened a space, calling it out, calling him a Hitler. A whole Abe Governor. Abe Governor shock. This guy, Grandmaster, said nobody opened the space. No, big lie. A whole Abe Governor opened the space. I left arrest space, that Runu space, to Abe Governor space that same hour. It was like leaving a chaotic, noisy room and filled with hate to a very quiet, reasonable side. Abe Governor akined him to Hitler. Right now, Abe Governor is having a space calling it extreme nationalism. A whole Abe Governor. So you people that want to continue this bigotry, are you ready to kill? Have you killed before? See, you know how this rat gum where they capture rats? I don't know what made me. I decided to use stick to strangle the rat. The rat kept on making noise. My heart started beating. See, I can't kill a rat. Oh. God, I am not joking. The rat started making noise. Meow, 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 meow. It took like 4 minutes to strangle the rat. Blood coming out of the. It was that small thing is traumatic for me. I cannot kill a rat. May una laugh me. With that rat gum, I decided to strangle it. The rat started making noise. Animals get feeling now. They feel pain now. Blood coming out of the mouth. It took time. I think strangling a small thing. And they say I'm for news. He was strangled. I couldn't kill a rat. I left the rat there. I left someone else killed it. The rat was making noise and it was affecting me. Now this is the stage we are in now. If you want to continue, I am an ex-bigot. Now me employ Harry. Before after this election, Igbos were trending on Twitter for all the bad reasons. Harry came and sensitized all this thing. Now me employ Harry. We are the ones that employed Harry. I am an ex-bigot. So if you want to continue this thing, be ready. Have you killed before? Are you ready to kill? Are you this is where we are. I'm not trying to give you people fear. This is where we are or where we are going. That I read this thing was called for genocide. Talking about Tutsi Huti, and the guy was well convincing with a touch of fear, a touch of everything. I don't know who taught him that. See,
Sorry to cut
Afonso,
in. For those who are unaware, the space is on the Jumbotron. It's like a 3 hour, 33 minute space. And
okay,
Arrest spoke for the first 2 hours. In
two
case
hours,
anybody wants to.
okay,
Yes, he spoke and said really nasty things. For people
nasty.
asking why we are being bigoted, that is the reason why. So please, in case you are interested, later on you can listen to the recording and understand why people are upset. Thank you. You can go on.
Okay, the guy was very good. Abe governor akin him to Hitler. A whole me and Abe governor they fight now. Abe governor had to step out, make his own space. Right now, there's Abe governor has a space. After yesterday's space ended 3 a.m. Abe governor's counter space. Now Abe governor has a space, open mic, bigotry, and extreme nationalism. Abe governor has chickened out. It is too much. So we are in the stage of killing now. And if you are still a bigot, if you're I'm sorry to use this extreme words. If you're a woman, are you ready to be raped and as they are raping you, killing you? Have you killed before? Have you seen dead body? If you are still a bigot, please go and buy cutlass. Help me buy cutlass. Give me that is what Hutu did. They bought cutlass. They organized it. They bought machete, cutlass, and hose. If you are still a bigot, grandmaster or just other guy that spoke earlier, or they're saying they are still bigot. This is the stage we are in. Please organize and buy cutlass for me, please. Because I won't stay in my house and be delusional and not know what is happening in the other party and not know what my enemy is planning. I went to this guy's space calling for peace and all, and is we are like children. Now you start am. Is you, is me. No, is you. Is you, is me. That's where we are now. Me and Abe governor, a whole Abe governor is calling a Yoruba Bruno Hitler. A whole, you listen to what a whole Abe governor, a whole Abe governor. So Alfonso, please, let us just gather people who are willing to promote this hashtag end bigotry now. We have gotten to a stage where you think, I know these people are abroad. I where we control them. Someone said he was, I schooled ABU Zaria, Alpha, Congo campus, Stik is Yusuf, PZ and all. Someone said he was in Zaria, his mother that called him about a crisis in PZ. These people will control them from Germany. They will control their thugs. If they won't do this thing, we saw the fiery power of Are. Grandmaster is not even eloquent like him. We Igbos don't even have someone that is.
Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu were as eloquent. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, thank God. I asking them to like who they support IPOB. No one now. Thank God they have
Rising Sun, your mic, please. Adjust your mic.
Please, you said 4 minutes and people are taking much time. We have places to
okay.
go, please.
Now my discussion with them now. I was making facts. Anyways, Alfonso, this is my summary. Please gather people who are willing to end this bigotry. No need to be pointing finger. I'm an ex-bigot. I did it. Hold this guy. What is it? Abbey governor is ready to end this. Let us just gather people and let us push the hashtag end bigotry. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you, Rising Sun. Abdullah is next.
Okay. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I've been waiting for so long, so and some of the words have started to get out of my head. So the topic is who will settle bigotry. So as we are in this space, we are all bigot. Everyone is a bigot. You are a bigot to bigot. You are a bigot. Alampanso, you are a bigot. Yusuf, you are a bigot.
My name
Chinonso,
is
you
already there. I'm a bigot. I know the hide
okay. So we are just hypocrites. Let me tell you, that's the reality. Everyone is a bigot because I've been listening to you guys.
I'm not a bigot. Continue.
Okay, you might say that, but in reality,
Alfonso, please mute yourself. Abdul, you can go on.
okay. Thank you. So when people come out to speak on spaces, you will know exactly if they're bigots or they are not bigots. Then everyone is a bigot because people all Nigerians are bigots. We have what this kind of mentality of selective outrage. We have what selective criticism. When I'm listening to you guys, I was wondering, is it bigotry against all Nigerians or a bigotry against only Igbo people? Because when majority of the speaker, when they come in, they were always speaking on their own path. Someone was talking about ethnic profiling. Someone was talking about like an issue of the Biafra war and something like that, that Igbo have been ethnic profile and something like that. But in reality, when we check out at that, the people that suffer much from ethnic, though I'm not a Fulani guy, but people that suffer much from ethnic profiling are the Fulani people. Despite that, we have a lot of barbaric people like the nomadic herdsmen, the killer herdsmen that kills a lot of Nigerians, and their barbarism. But we all assume that they are the Fulanis because even from the report of the meeting, from the media, from the social media, and from the news media, they always try to generalize everyone as Fulani.
Can you
So
see Abuja Police report?
so so uh, uh, when we talk about bigotry. So when we speak on bigotry, we only criticize policy that doesn't suit our narrative. We only criticize policy that doesn't suit us. We only we only ask for justice when it affects only our own people. We don't ask justice on behalf of Nigeria. We are not a fan Nigeria. So we talk about how will we settle bigotry. We can only settle bigotry when we change ourselves as Nigerians, when we see the whole Nigerians as one, when we see ourselves as one, when how someone see a Fulani as one, when an Igbo person see a Yoruba person as one. But when we see ourselves as different, despite us being friends or something like that, but we have that kind of hatred, we only speak of our often maybe we only ask for justice when it only affects our own ethnic group. We only criticize policy that doesn't suit us. You understand? So we are talking about now. We are blaming leaders about of bigotry or how they weaponize bigotry. Leaders weaponize bigotry when they see that yes, bigotry is one of our weakness. Then they try to weaponize it and use it against us. I was on Twitter. From 2009, 2011. I think this my account was from 2011. I was on Twitter since 2011. I was blocked by Feni Fani Kayode. I was blocked by Reno Omokri. I was blocked by that short girl. What is it called? That one that chases answers Renu or something like that. I couldn't recall the name. So I was blocked by many of them when I criticized some of their own narratives and some of the people. When you look at, let me give the issue of Penny Coyote as for example. When Penny Coyote, when he was on PDP, I think some few years back, if you look at people celebrating Penny Coyote, people from the south are mostly people from. Sorry to say that, I don't want people to feel like I'm trying to blame them, but mostly are people from maybe from the east, from Igbo ethnic group and Yoruba ethnic group. They try to champion Penny Coyote because that time he was speaking against Hausa, he was speaking against Fulani, he insulted Sir Ahmad Bello, he even introduced a religious policy, he was criticizing Islam. Then later on, when he looked at uh, things has changed and maybe the thing is not what the bigotry is not working. Then he tried to change his own party. Because maybe the bigotry against Hausa is not working because maybe Hausa has have dominated the political uh, uh, system in Nigeria, political something like that. So sometimes you cannot be Christian Hausa and maybe be successful. Then he tried to change and tried to and join APC and tried to criticize Igbo people. Same as Ronnie Omokri. Mokri, when he was criticizing Hausa, when he was criticizing Fulani, people were celebrating him from the south. Now he has changed and he was criticizing, I think it was Igbo, and they are now complaining because if you look at people that suffered a lot of bigotry in this in Nigeria, they are people from the north. Why am I saying that? Because if you look at who control the news, the media, the people that control the media are the Yorubas, from people from the southwest and something like that. People that control more on social media are from people from southeast. You understand? So the people that only control the street, that's when you see Hausa and maybe Fulani and other ethnic minorities. So sometimes, even if you look at news outlets like Sahara Reporters and some of the blogs we are having, if you look at the hatred they were promoting against Northern, nobody speak on it. People were only speaking when where people were only speaking about issue that concerns only their own ethnic group. People were only speaking about issues that concerns only their people. So how do we end bigotry here? Someone was talking about. I listened to someone reaching or something like that. He was talking about. He was criticizing Nigerian constitution in the first place. He was criticizing the federal character and the quota system of government. At the same time, he was contradicting himself. He tried to contradict himself against when he was when he was criticizing nepotism also. You understand? The issue, let me say something. It was the issue why, let me try to educate him because there are two different topics. The issue of federal character and maybe quota system that come into the system
Can you
that
please
was
round up?
championed in Nigerian constitution. Hello?
Yes, do you mind
That
rounding up?
Okay. Uh, why federal character system was brought into Nigerian constitution is to have a rainbow nation. It to have what equal is to have what is to have is to fight against discrimination. Because what if there's not if there's not if federal character system is not present in our constitution, if quota system is not, we have most of these policies, they have their loopholes, we have their own disadvantage, and they also have their own advantages. We have seen where Tinubu was and Buhari were appointing only people from their own region, and we are complaining. If there's no federal character, if there's no quota system, a man, a president of the nation can even appoint only people from his own ethnic group. He can appoint people from his family, and there's nothing you can do about it. The issue that is stopping them is this federal character system. That's why we are having, so they have no choice, like the appointment of ministers, because according to the constitution, you have to appoint every minister from each state. And we know that we have competent people from each and every state. So we have competent people from each region. We have competent people from north. We have competent people from south, from northwest, northeast, and blah 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 blah. So it is the responsibility of maybe the recruitment team to select the best from each of this region to make Nigerian work. It's not about, but we know that there is no, somebody talk about recruitment. We talk about, if you talk about recruitment, there's no any Nigerian recruitment in any federal civil service that is 100% based on merit. There is no any recruitment that is based on merit. There's no any recruitment that is based on merit. So the issue, I've checked this the Air Force the Air Force recruitment and shortlist that come out, we have what equal distribution in East State. We have we have four candidates from East States. From East
Round up,
State. So
please.
okay, sorry. So that's what reduce what discrimination against Nigerians. So the issue of bigotry will end only if we as Nigerians, we as the masses, we as four Nigerians look beyond ethnicity, look beyond religious difference, look beyond color and size, and see all ourselves as a whole, and select the best people to lead this country, irrespective of their ethnic group, irrespective of their religion, and so we are and also the leaders to do justice to the people. Thank you so much.
Chukwudema,
Thank,
can you see me now?
thank you for your submission.
Chukwudema, can you see me now? Hello, Chukwudema, can you see me? Can anybody hear
Yeah, we can
No,
hear you.
no, he's
me?
not
Okay.
the next person to speak, please.
Just, I want to know whether Chukwudema
Ye-
hear me. I want to know.
we can hear you. We can hear you.
But Chukwudema, can you hear me?
Oh, does anyone speak?
Yeah, someone is about to. I don't know. Abuja Bully, Billy.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, you are not the next person to speak yet.
Of course I know. Of course I know. I just take permission
All
from him.
right,
I want to
that's
tip you
fine.
something. Yeah. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Yeah. Chukwudema, I know you may be hearing me. Okay. If somebody comes here, yeah, whether you like what Bigot is saying or not, she is a co-host. Okay. You cannot go to Yoruba space now and a lady is hosting there and say Yoruba care. Somebody come there because you don't like what he's saying, you begin to shut her down. You can't try it there. And you are hosting space, is hosting for you. One clan came here to say that can she fight war? Can she fight war? What kind of rubbish talk is that? This foolish girl where they move around with the fool itself. This girl where they call what is it called? Arabi. That useless aggressor for Lagos. Where they fool itself. How many times people they ask them so that whether you go fight war? But it's because still losers online. But when it comes to Igbo, they want to be politically correct. Mama, no make me first for you. No make me first for you. You hear me? You understand? Now, somebody come here to say that what did he even say, sir? What did he even say? That in this issue, I mean that somebody like Are, that the guy is very, very eloquent, this and that. He confused you to be even believe. You know, in fact, that is even more grounded more than grandmaster. The person that said that is a very useless human being. You are a fool to say that. Okay? Why can't you compare yourself with him? Now, look, nobody should bother himself as it stands now. You understand? Nobody should bother himself. That guy called Are, this is not the first time. He had given threat before. Okay? He had given threat before that Igbo must go in Lagos. You understand? But when it was time to pull up, the coward run away. You understand? He gave another threat last week that they are forming a political pressure group against the Igbos in Lagos. You understand? Manipulate data. When it was time, again, they run away. So these are cowards. They can come online to shout to make noise, but if it's so for you, come on, gather and fool yourself. Then we know who be who. I'm not trying to brag or whatsoever. You know, those guys, they have not tested war before, and that's why they're fooling themselves everywhere. You understand? So it cannot threaten anybody. Okay? I don't know why you guys are promoting that foolish idiot. You are promoting him. Arrest this, arrest that, this and that. Promoting him everywhere. If the guy said that he's very, very intellectual, why can't you allow somebody to engage him on that space? But no, you want an echo chamber to fool himself for there. And people are clapping for him that he's very, very eloquent. Eloquent from where to where? Then make you allow a person to engage him now. No way, he cannot allow. Are you getting me? So all this, he come here, maybe not stop big God, is not good. You want to move the country forward. I don't understand. Most of you speaking here, why you not go for that space? Go advise that useless array. Why you not go there, go advise them? But when you see people, they want to come and give advice. And some of our people here are falling into that crap. War is not good though. You want to come and fight war. Him that is threatening Igbos. Is he not afraid of war? Are being get to head? So it is we now that you come and come and bow for that clan. We blame monkey because he's making us online. Because me, I don't really understand. Get? I don't really understand. You see, like I said before, nobody should beg anybody. Okay? After you don't make noise online finish, if you shop for them, make it come on ground. Are you getting me? And you come and say that they should our Lagos, our Lagos, our Lagos. I don't understand. Is Lagos not part of Nigeria? Yeah? If you don't want to be in Nigeria again, you go and fight for Ududuwa and come out from Nigeria. We cannot be in the same country. You want to come and police me in Lagos to bow down for you. You are very stupid. It's not possible. In fact, you're a joker. You know if you war. Are you getting me? But you come there preaching to Igbos, this and that, and some of our people are falling. You see, not even they pay me self. Yeah? So I beg, make nobody preach to anybody. Look at the government now. Look at the government. The worst part. You see, our people that I don't really understand. You come here, already you know the government is against you. But when you come here now, you said that Tinubu is appointing people. He did not appoint you. The government is against Igbo. This and that. All those are victim mentality. Okay, stop them. Already you know the government is against you. All you have to do is to fall back and strategize and move on. You don't have to come and be complaining every time. Every time you're complaining. Only say cowardized behavior. I don't understand. You know, and it is on record. It's not by being in government, that it's not by presidency. Who don't big, don't big. Who don't pass you, don't pass you. That's the reality. You understand? Even if we don't move from 1,000 to 2,000 today or 3,000, all we have to do is just to, just check and balance and increase our distance, our goods. You know, concern us. Most of us are business people. So we go know who will affect more. So you can't come here and threaten us that we should not be doing this or you should not be doing that. Or who are you talking to? And some people are falling into that trap. You understand? And people come and tell you that leave them, leave them, leave them, leave them. Prior before now, we know what they are pushing. Prior before now, it is on record that Southwest is the most educated. But today, it is a lie because we have busted them. You can go and take it everywhere. Are you getting me? Before they began for social media, because of after the war, I don't know what they fully said, they began for social media, they are the most educated. But you can just go and take it now. The most educated state today in this country, the most educated state in this country is Imo State. Go and check it, followed by Lagos. If you go by tribe, it is Igbo, most educated. But before now, you will not believe it because of their media propaganda. And they're telling us to keep quiet because you want peace, you don't want to fight. Yeah?
Abuja
So,
Bully, thank you. Billy, sorry, I
I
said.
mean, I mean, I mean, I don't understand. They're telling us to keep quiet. Yeah? Before now, they come and they'll go and push dog all over the country. When they come back, they put it on Igbos. But today it is on record that two of their obas is in American prison. Two of their obas is in American prison. Yeah? For fraud. Go and verify. Two of the obas is in American prison today for fraud, fraudster, and oba. But before they will tell you it is Igbo, so it is Igbo, so and people are falling into that trap. But because we are beginning to try to put ourselves together to counter them, truth are not coming out. And they want to come and think that should keep quiet because they don't want to fight. Okay, now them go fight Abi, and they're threatening people. So I don't really get that logic. I don't really get that logic. You understand? I would not like to say much, but if you are here, not allowing people to gaslight you, and bigot is bigot, anybody coming out to insult you, you are a co-host, drop them. If you people don't want you to co-host, make him drop you. Because you cannot go to a Yoruba space, a Yoruba woman is co-hosting, you go there and insulting her. They will not allow you. And this is why they don't rate us. They come allow you to come and insult your women. So like I said, I will drop now. Like I said, I will drop now. This time around, if you like, preach from now to tomorrow. As long as by no longer you see Tinubu government, Tinubu is still Tinubu government. If you don't working out enter the government, all this one they talk for here, you want preach peace, you don't want to go to war. We want all that you're just wasting your time. Are you getting me? Because we already know what the country is right now. So you talk from now to tomorrow, you're wasting your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abuja Billy. Thank you very much. Alfonso, I don't know if you have anything to say. No, seems he's busy. So spiritual help is going next. And before spiritual help goes, just a rejoinder to what Abuja has said. This array of a person we are talking about is not his first go on Twitter. It is not his first time. He started from Clubhouse. Make inquiries. He started from Clubhouse. And they chased him out of Clubhouse. He came to Twitter to spread the hate. So this is not going to be a one-sided narrative this time. Like I said to Alfonso when I came on this stage, me, I'm a bigot. I'm not hiding my mouth. because I won't keep quiet and my people will be, will be bullied. No, enough is enough. So I will
My
definitely speak
my
out.
my bigot co-host. Sorry for interjecting, but you did not answer Alfonso's question now. Since you have admitted that the bigotry offline is more dangerous than the bigotry online, and if it eventually transforms offline, it's going to be deadly. What you did not answer that question properly.
What was the
Please, sorry for
question?
interjecting.
No, no, what was the question there?
I said the bigotry online because people came here and gave us figures, numbers of people that were on those spaces, 800, a number of people that have listed 24,000. So I'm saying if you have that number of people offline with those ideologies, it's going to be bloody. And you agree, right?
I agree.
So
So
what are
why
you
why
doing?
why hold on. So why is all emphasis now, because I'm an Igbo person. And when that space was held, nobody was there to counteract everything that he has said. So why is everybody looking at me who is retaliating? Not that I started it first. So why is the narrative not going for the person who started it first to stop? Well, anyway, spiritual help, you
I,
can
I,
go now.
I think we should move the mic. We can have this conversation. Let's move the mic. Let's move the
Yes,
mic.
spiritual help, please go on.
All right, thank you. May I greet everybody for the space. I just try and round up my submission in 2, 3 minutes. Just to add our own flavor. First and foremost, angle where me I dey always like to come from is the structure of that country where I dey call Nigeria. If my words are a bit too hard, may nobody verse. Okay. You see that colonial slave named country called Nigeria. Let's talk about the foundation. The British come, conquered different ethnic groups and region, forced them together, can't give them slave name, can't choose one ethnic group a little bit more than the other to have power. How can such a contraption or region progress? How can it succeed? It's not possible. It's not possible. What is Nigeria? Can you define Nigeria? Who is a Nigerian? Is there a Nigerian language? Una know say for judiciary for Nigeria, the wig wey dem dey wear for head as part of their outfit na style of Oyinbo man, blonde white hair. They take do the wig wey we dey use for our judiciary, take dey judge fellow African and Nigerians wey get Afro hair. We need to look beyond the basic rhetorics, especially people who are more educated and informed. For war, there's different categories. General go dey, captain go dey, normal soldier for forefront go dey. They all have their roles to play. The structure of that country is the problem. Me, I no fit come here dey beg anybody, make anybody no defend in ethnic group or region. This is a psychological human behavior. Let's talk about Nigeria. Psychologically, the biggest tribes, even their belief of God is different. Language, different. Way of life, different. Traditional clothing and way and food, different. Yet, somebody will tell you to ignore that and accept the slave created identity Nigeria and then want you to say you are Nigerian first before Ijo, before Kanuri, before Ibibio. That is a nonsense. That can never work. The only way Nigeria can move forward is through unity in diversity. And that means we must first acknowledge our differences. Each region must be allowed to rule themselves. There must be a total meeting where all the ethnic groups within each region come to the table. I support ethno-linguistic regional government and self-determination. Let all regions go and rule themselves. In Southeast, let Igbo be the first language, the same as English, not second language. In Yoruba land, Southwest, let Yoruba be first language equal to English. That is the things we need to discuss. If not, we go dey fight ourselves instead of all of us to fight the structure. That structure and that 1999 constitution, wallahi talai, that's our major problem. If we don't solve it without restructuring, without self-determination of the regions where each region can rule themselves, then we are just deceiving ourselves. Without a new constitution, this is just chatter. We're just making noise, man. If we know, all of us no shout, say, listen, yes, we did Nigeria, but we no gats die for the regard. I'm Yoruba first, I'm Igbo first, I'm a Bibio first, I'm a Jaw first. Let's acknowledge our differences. Let's say the condition wey go make all of us live as neighbor peacefully. I control my water, I control my seaport, I control my military, or well, local military. Center power, e no go too plenty, na just small, and we will say what we donate to there. The people that have oil, let them control their oil, abeg. Let them trade with the other regions as independent bodies. These are the type of solutions we, the educated people, we that were not too emotionally carried away. These are the things we need to talk about. I no want to preach like saying I mean no pass, so I don't talk my own. Thank you. I yield.
Thank you, spiritual. So the next person to go is Desney. Dexy, sorry. Dexy
Okay,
Philippa.
that's it. Okay, yeah. Thank you, my sister. Thank you, brothers and sisters here. Beautiful greetings to you all. My brother Yusuf, I greet you, but I will kindly disagree with you when it comes to arresting Bigos in abroad or all of these places. Someone said something here. I forgot exactly who said it, but he made a very, very perfect suggestion. Like, if we want to end bigotry, we have to make a law. We have to make a law that says, for example, you cannot you cannot just like they did in Lagos, where they had a parade saying Igbo should go back to Igbo land. We cannot have such a gathering. There should be a law like that makes it impossible for people to do that kind of stupidity, that kind of monkey animalistic stupidity. There should be a law that makes it impossible for somebody to campaign against somebody by saying that a Yoruba man like G, GRV, huh, huh? Yoruba man, simply because he has an Igbo mother, people are saying go back to Anambra or go back to wherever. There should be a law against such nonsense, whether in the north, in the south, in the east, in the wherever. So if you want to campaign, campaign on things you can do. Uh, if you have evidence that your opponent is a criminal, you can bring it. Like, campaign on verifiable things, not by telling people to go back to Kaduna or go back to Egypt or whichever place you want them to go back to. But APC cannot do this. So because all of in they came to power on on this altar of ethnic bigotry. So if we are saying they can go after people abroad, we are just empowering them to shut down people. We must tell them, because this bigotry came from. It's not like the bigotry has not been there, but they fueled it to an unimaginable extent, and we must hold them accountable. Uh, the Minister of Interior, I forgot his name, Mr. Ojo, whatever. Is if he goes again to get anybody, what about Bayo Onanoga? He made he wrote things on his on the newspaper, and he that is still on his Twitter page. If I check, and he said with his full chest he's not going to apologize for anything. Like, how can you be in working for the government and you're using ethnic laws against other ethnicities, or saying that people from one ethnic group cannot vote or determine outcomes of votes where they live. So If people like that, terrible people that in other countries wouldn't be, anywhere near public office or anywhere near the corridors of power, are rewarded by this current bottom barrel Yoruba Ronu presidency that we have right now in Asoro, then I think it will be immoral or a bit hypocritical if we now say that such a president should go and arrest like or get other people doing the same thing when they themselves already institutionalized this thing. So the way is this: we must make a law so that, and in that law put all of these things. People should stop using certain ethnic laws against certain people, and we make it a law in campaign, this and that. You cannot tell people to go back and all of that, and all of these rhetorics of calling a human being tainted blood. Like, can you imagine this stupidity and using it just because you want to win an election? All of that. Now, on
Please round up.
oh, I just arrived. Oh my God. I've heard people speak here for like 5 minutes. I'm not sure I've spoken for 2 minutes. So, on a personal level, I think, bigotry is actually a stupid thing. That is on a personal level. It's not something that decent people should actually engage in. But I am able to see beyond, things on a personal level. I'm able to see a bigger picture. Like, if we, if we keep quiet, uh, uh, I am an Igbo person, and we know what ordinary people suffered in 1966, just because people, pushed a certain narrative, and people bought into it and killed their neighbors, killed people who did nothing to them, right? So if we allow these bottom barrel tribal bigots, so that we cannot criticize Tinubu, we cannot say anything. They heap insult on us. They lie and manufacture all sort of lies against us, and we keep quiet because we want to be the better people. We will just suffer it. So sometimes, unfortunately, the best way to fight people is also to engage in fight with them. Like, uh, there are certain sometimes you can actually preach and say don't do this, but sometimes you must fight or even roll in the mud with somebody, and in that case, this is where countering bigotry with bigotry or trigotry comes in. So we cannot keep quiet. But I already outlined the solution. If they want a solution, the solution is there. It must start from the top. It's People can have bias. Someone from Kanu can hate somebody from Enugu or Imo. That is a personal bias. But when it becomes something institutional, that is when it becomes a problem, right? So that is it. So thank you, co-host.
Thank you very much for your submission. The next person is Oluwa Damilare. After Oluwa Damilare, we have Metaphor next. Dari.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak. I've been on the space since morning when it crashed, and here again, a lot of people have given their personal and, in some cases, valid opinions on the issue of who will settle the bigotry issue. I was making the submission when the space closed the other time, but I will try and brush up from what I said then and try and give some plausible solutions to this. So I started by saying that bigotry is an ethnocentric view that is primarily fueled by hate. Hate is what fuels bigotry, and it can be defined from my own perspective as being thinking other groups, ethnic groups, color, religion is inferior to you. I'm a Yoruba man. Jesus Christ did not come from my tribe. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, did not come from my tribe. So I don't think I have what it takes to boast about my tribe being superior to any others. The tribe of Judah should be the one boasting because Christ came from their lineage, and so does um the tribe back in, is it Medina now, where the prophet came from. Those are the people that say, "Oh yes, our tribe is superior to others," but this is not the case. So if we don't have this actual level of superiority, what is then the issue we are boasting about? Every tribe has, according to how God created us, we have what is unique, you know, to each and every other person. And lack of exposure is also one of the primary biases that tends to fuel bigotry. Like Uncle Wally said, you just being in one position and they're just thinking you are better than the over 1,000 tribes in the world. Um, I was also trying to come through the. I would appeal to the Bible not as, like I said, a religious context, but as a fact that occurred in history. We saw how amalgamation of the Samaritans and the Jews happened in northern tribe of Israel. That was as far back as over 5,000 years ago. So amalgamation is not new. Nigeria is not the first country to be amalgamated. And also, we've also seen through history how there is a big tension between the amalgamated, which is the Samaritans, and the Jews who live in northern Israel. How bigoted they had to each other. It was even recorded in the Bible that it was not permissible for a Jew to enter the house of a Samaritan. That's how deep the bigotry was then. So it's not something new. It's not something that came up today or yesterday. Even Jesus Christ, as I alluded to the book of John, experienced bigotry when the Pharisees of the time were calling him, if you go to John 8, 48, 49, where they were calling Jesus a demon-possessed Samaritan, just so they could take out his Jewish heritage and paint him in a black brush. And that was the one and only time Jesus Christ said he felt dishonored. He replied in verse 49 saying, I have no demon in me. I honor my Father and you dishonor me. So bigotry in itself, it's not something to be proud of. It's not a badge to wear. It's fueled by it. It's I think every country or every community should frown on it. And bigotry is not just hate against ethnicity. It could be religion. It could be a set of group of people. It could be even down to the economic class that exists between us, depending on the context, where one find themselves. So coming back to what is happening in Nigeria and putting all this in context, prior to, well, the issue of bigotry, as we all know our history, leading down to the civil war and where we are today. And somebody was mentioning something. Grandmaster was saying something about that bigotry started when Peter Obi won Lagos in 2023. That's not the case. Lagos voted for Peter Obi because of what he stood for and not about his tribe. I'm from Ikorodu in Lagos, and I can mention polling units at the top of my head where Peter Obi won convincingly well. And most people don't know that the deputy governor that stood with Rose Vivor, Princess Oyefusi, is actually a Yoruba woman from Ikorodu. The polling unit that PO won as the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Oyefusi did not win in those Ikorodu polling units. So that should also give you a context of what really happened in the 2023 presidential and state elections, where it is not just practically about tribe and about religion. But we've seen that this present government, part of the foundation in which it came to power was upon bigotry, sowing this seed of discourse so that people can vote along ethnic lines. And anytime I cry in my bedroom that why is it that the worst are representing us? What exactly, if there's a God out there, good should be winning and evil should be losing. Why is it that evil is having the upper hand in our society, where bigots are all over, pasted all over themselves in high places in Nigeria, and then standing by their bigotry, you know, using it as a political to retain power. And then it dawned on me, like somebody was reading out the ministerial positions in Tinubu's government, showing that there were predominantly Yoruba people there. And it's going to stand in the fact of time that bigotry, putting your people in position of power, does not, as Peter Obi has always been saying, is not going to make your system better. It's not going to make Lagos State afford bread cheaper or make your region, prosper more than others. It's just a political ladder to come in. So what then is the solution to all this? We know that the government in power would not do anything against bigotry. In fact, they would promote it because it serves their agenda. So that means the solution cannot come from the government of the day. We've seen, like in Rwanda, that if a government implements policies that do not promote bigotry, its government can do what they can, to stem the tide, bring people together, and then we live all prosperity, we live all happily as we are. So the government can do something about it, but the government of the day will not do anything about it. So that limits the options we have in dealing with this bigotry issue. Another one is the educational system. University of is this University of Hertfordshire, or I've forgotten the name of this UK university. They are doing a very brilliant. I came across the course, so something about this bigotry issue, but they termed it it was just a course that teaches about the multicultural aspect of the world, where everybody starts from being an ethnocentric person, and then you move all the ladder to ethno-relativism. So this teaching this kind of concepts, to in our school curriculum from childhood all the way up, can also help in stemming the tide of this bigotry issue. So I've mentioned to so far government that is willing to do it, implementing educational syllabuses that promote people towards ethno-relativism rather than ethnocentric view. Lastly is religion. As I was saying, religion also has a role to play. Particularly, I can't speak for the Muslim faith now, but for the Christian faith, one of the greatest parable in the Bible was the Bible, like I said, of the Good Samaritan. I briefly mentioned the issues of Samaritans and Jews. So he just talks about loving your neighbor. Who is your neighbor? That was the question the Jew asked Jesus Christ, and he responded, giving them three illustrations. There was somebody that was robbed on the floor. A Levite passed, it didn't help. A priest passed, it didn't help. And a Samaritan, which Jews do not eat their food or marry, passed and helped the fellow Jew. Give
Please
him money,
round up.
treated him in. I'm going to round up in just 2 minutes. Um, I'm sure some people are familiar with the story, but the end to that was that your neighbor is people you show love to. It doesn't matter whether you are from the same culture or you're from you study the same faith. Just love your neighbor as yourself. And I think that should be one of the foundations of where the church has to come into place. It's not all about miracles. It's not all about prosperity teachings. We need to, especially with a multi-diverse country like Nigeria. So those are the three solutions I'm going to pose to the question, who will settle the bigotry issue. I will summarize that to be number one, a government that is willing, to bring up policies or acts or through the legislative to enforce cohesion in Nigeria. And the government that will do that should not come in through bigotry. Secondly, is incorporating curriculums that foster people to move from being ethnocentric to ethno-relativism. Thirdly, is through teachings in religion, that teaching us to love one another, teaching us that no tribe is greater than the other person, irrespective of your number or what position you are in government. So those three things are what I would propose, because I'm not trying to, a lot of people have been talking about the problems, and we can speak about the problems from now till next year. But it's pointing towards what we can actually do to stem the tides. And for those, I'm not here to preach to the choir. If you think bigotry is the fourth example, fighting bigotry, if you think that's going to is the solution, then I would respect your point of view. But from history, it has shown that fighting bigotry really breeds more hate. Nobody can point from history that has otherwise happened. And we know the end result of this. The end result of this is if bigotry continues, we don't know what's going to happen in the near future. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak. And I hope with, like I was saying in secondary school, with these few points of mine, I'll be able to convince you and not to convince you that yes, there is solution to this, but it's going to take a lot of hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, Dari. Though I don't agree with you. Okay, sorry, Damilare. I don't agree with your submission because we are all assuming your submission is under the assumption that Nigeria is a lawful state, which we already know and can testify that it is not. Nigeria is not lawful. It's a very lawless as the day go by. So it's anyway, a metaphor. Please, you have the mic now. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, bigot to bigot. Okay, thank you, Yusuf. Thank you, Alfonso, for giving me the mic. Who will settle bigotry? Well, if I was running this space, I would say, what will settle bigotry in Nigeria? If I was the one running this space, but permit me, Mr. Host, I would have just changed that to what will settle bigotry in Nigeria? And I have posted up on the Jumbotron what will permanently destroy bigotry. It's right there up on the Jumbotron for those that have not seen it. And let me also use this opportunity to say that I am also preparing something that I intend to, in my own little capacity, to forward to the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Hopefully, those people in there would consider it. Okay, what am I talking about here? I'm talking about not what Nigeria is now. Because what Nigeria is to a large extent the cause of many of the problems that we have, including bigotry. And the only solution, in my opinion, is what I've posted up on the Jumbotron. Nigeria ought to be, okay, not a country. Some have argued that I am a secessionist. No, I'm not. I am actually a unionist. And if we claim to actually be one, then this is how legally we ought to be one, not the way we are currently constituted. I'm not going to come here and whip sentiments about any religious thing and how we should love each other. Let's love each other. Let's hug each other. Now come on, look. None of those things is going to change what or who we actually are and what our concerns are. So government is not about sentiments. Government is really about dealing with issues, applying scientific solutions to it. Okay. Nigeria really ought to recognize its reality, a reality that we are a conglomerate of many ethnic groups. And we were brought together, obviously, like I'm sure most of us know, against our will by British colonial government. And we are now independent. All we needed to do was to readjust ourselves to the way we were before, and form some sort of alliance, union, and all that in trade and so on and so forth. I am proposing this because I know this will go a long way to solve the problems that we have. So things like bigotry and all that, we'll not even be talking about it anymore. It'll be a long gone issue. Like I even have a friend of mine that we were discussing yesterday. Denteni is my very good friend. He's from Kaduna, Kakuri. Actually, he was my mate in school then when I was at ABU. We're talking about Sharia law. And I told him that, first of all, there's nothing wrong with Sharia law because Sharia law is practiced across many Islamic countries in the world. These Islamic countries are actually members of the United Nations. Okay, there's nothing wrong with Sharia law because it allows legal processes. For instance, your right to a lawyer, your right to defense, equal treatment, and all that for you to be able to prove your case and so on. So it allows all of these things. Perhaps one may argue that, well, there are some of the doctrines in Sharia law that are in direct contravention of the ethics of United Nations, something like charter like human rights, the maiming and cutting of hand and all of these things, that they're not morally right and all that. So that's a different matter itself. So that means any country, even within a union, can be an Islamic country and practice Sharia law and look at their doctrines carefully and do some work to adopt, certain human rights within their own doctrines, their own legal doctrines. Yeah. So what is the problem with Nigeria? The problem with Nigeria is not religion. The problem with Nigeria is not ethnicity. The problem with Nigeria is structure. The way we are constituted is wrong. We ought to be a union of several countries instead of just a country altogether. Because we all come from different ethnic groups, different religious beliefs, and different, moral values, and we are all squashing each other like sardine and forcing our ideas and our techniques and trying to dominate each other. We'll eventually explode, into another civil war. So all we just need to do, put our sentiments aside, just restructure us in this line that I've proposed up there on the jumbotron, and case closed. In each sovereign country, they can have their own system. They can, for instance, have their government system. They can have their social economic system. They can have their jurisprudence. The union will have a parliament, a union government that all member states are represented there. And the union will also even have a judiciary that all member state judiciary is in alignment with. The union will have a union law that all member states laws are connected to. Simple as that, like the European Union. Case closed. Bigotry disappeared. Every sovereign country of their own developed themselves and all that, and they contribute to the union. And whoever is the union president is inconsequential because every sovereign country in that union have their leaders, have their system, that their economy that they largely enjoy. So look, what are we talking about here? What I'm talking about is a standing method that have been used in Europe successfully. We can use it in Nigeria. Bigotry disappear. Let me end by saying this. All these people just peddling bigotry, you're all acting like kids. Okay? You're all wasting our time fighting each other. Not a single ethnic group in Nigeria is the enemy. The enemy is how we have our elders. To tell you the truth, I mostly blame our elders for allowing us to come to this path, for allowing our generation to come and meet this. They ought to have resolved this a long time ago. But is it too late? No, it's not too late. I think our generation can look at this now and resolve it very quickly instead of us shooting at each other and condemning each other. I don't hate the Igbo people. I don't hate the Ibibios. I don't hate the Fulanis. I don't hate the Hausas. I don't hate anybody. I just think that we are all a victim of Nigeria. And if we correct this along these lines, this whole thing will disappear. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was very refreshing because I think this is the only different opinion or something we've had. So thank you for that metaphor. The next person to speak is Famsis. Are you there? Famsis. Okay, seems he's not there. Then we have Nigeria.
Hello,
Where
I'm there. I'm there.
only Okay, all right, go ahead then.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. This bigotry and all that. Sometimes, let me start by saying, first of all, I was born in Warri and all that. And when I grew up in Warri and all that, I'm an Igbo guy. Then within Warri, we have three major ethnic tribes: Ijaw, Urobos, and Ishekiris. So while I was going to school, my primary school days, we have all of us were in one class. We play, we eat together, and all that. But as we're growing up, found out that there was discourse among these three tribes, and it's forced down by their leaders, talking about people taking over one's territory over another. First of all, the fight was who owns Warri, and it results in fight between the Robos and the Shekiris, between the Jaws and the Shekiris, like that. Now, fast forward, I left there and all that. I went to Benin. There's a discourse between the Benis and the Esa. If you go to the east, Where I come from Imo State. They will tell you if you see an Ibise man and you see a snake, kill the snake and leave the Ibise man. Now, these are all bigoted statements and all that. Now, basically, the problem that we are having now is as a result of this election that has been happening in Nigeria. Now, basically, if we check all these things that I've already said and all that, if you check majority of people, they will tell you, I don't have any business. Like an Esama will see at the beginning and tell you, we are just friends and all that. They eat together, go to club. But when it comes to leadership position, that is when everybody begins to define which is my territory. And those leaders that spread this thing are because they are at a disadvantage. And as such, if they feel that they are losing, they throw this bigoted statement and all that in order to woo voters to say, oh, fine, this is my own and all that, and not yours. And that is why somebody cannot go to another state to aspire to become a leader because they will use bigoted statements to tell you, I better go your own, you don't have to rule your own, you won't rule my own. All over Nigeria. Now, but what is foiling down this present one now that we are seeing, that is not different from the Hutus and the Tutsis in Rwanda, that is not different from the German race that said we are the Aryan race of the Second World War. It's because of our leaders. Number one, during the 2015 election, the election was between the APC and the PDP. Now there was a change mantra going on. Everybody said Jonathan is a chief of this. We need to pull him out. And the whole Nigerians rallied. To me, I will still tell them that that election was rigged. And all that because all the fictitious results that came out people were just busy writing results right from Port Harcourt down to Kano and all that. So I don't want to go too deep into that. But to eventually that Jonathan was pushed out. Now, after Jonathan was pushed out, the next thing people said was, no, we have to push the Lagos state election that the APC has been in power. And everybody said, Jimmy Agbaje is the man. Let us push Ambode out. Because prior to that election, Ambode was, well, when Ambode won that election, I think MC Solomon was stabbed in the APC primaries, and there was disgruntled among APC. So they said we will push Ambode out because he's a stooge of this present president. What happened? This guy knew that this is going to happen. And the first thing he did was that he called for a meeting of the Igbo leaders and all that to come and discuss about the election. That, see, I want to get support from the Olowe. And the Oba of Lagos made a fictitious statement that I will throw you people into the lagoon if you don't support Ambode. And that is where, if you go and check that 2015 election, sometimes I just sat down and asked myself, say, who is contesting the election? Was it an Igbo? It's an Agbaje that is from Isaleko and an Ambode, two Yorubas. So what concerns the fight between Igbos? And I found out that we have somebody who is in the presidency now, who is a serious bigot, and is the one foiling all these things. Is the one, the election of 2015, 2019, and 2023, in short, the one of 2015 in Lagos with Abaje is as similar as the one in 2023. Because people were not mindful, they didn't take notice of it. There was massive fight, destruction in Igbo dominated areas of Isolo or Jo. Serious, massive fights, destructions everywhere. Now, we thought that one would end. Forward to the 2020 election, what did we see? We saw Ibayo Nanuga preaching rubbish. We saw MC Olomo threatening on national television and all that. See, the basic truth is this. I don't want to go too deep into that. If you have a government who is sponsoring bigotry, you cannot it will only lead to an implosion. Because whether you like it or not, even if you say let's every region form a this system of government of their own, in Nigeria we have over 700 tribes, and all the 700 tribes can decide, okay, we want to form our own nation, and who will live with each other. Now, I flew through Rwanda to the UK. I saw a Hutus, a Tutsis. I was like, "How are you Tutsis?" She told me vehemently, "Don't ever say that." And when I landed in this thing, I found out that there was a instruction from the president that don't identify yourself or Hutus or Tutsis, because we want to forget about the Rwanda genocide. That is what is happening in Rwanda. That's why you see both Hutus and Tutsis are living alike. Now, fast forward to the Second World War. After the Germans were defeated, after the Germans were
Random,
defeated,
please.
they felt, the Germans felt, oh, the whole world are going to attack us for the atrocities. But guess what? This General Eisenhower, who is a German, who led the army, the U.S. army into Germany, he told the Germans to line up on the street of Auschwitz to see what Hitler did to the Jews and people that are not about the Aryan race. And when they saw it, they felt remorseful. But do you know what? The Americans, after that war, they tried as much as possible to rebuild Germany. And Germany felt that the people that we thought would kill us are even the people that are helping rebuilding us. The Japanese in Second World War, when they told the Japanese that if you surrender to the Americans, that they will also kill you. Even in the battle of Yokohama, I think was it island of Yokohama. Japans, instead of surrendering to Americans, they were jumping into the lagoon committing class suicide. But when they captured some Japanese and Americans were giving them chocolates, they said, this is not what we heard. That what our leaders told us is different from what we are experiencing. It showed that even at the end of the Second World War, most Japanese that were caught as PWO refused to go to Japan. They said, no, we rather go to America because the way they treated us is different from what we heard, but from our leaders. So whether you like it or not, in conclusion, it is only your leaders that can change a nation by preaching love, irrespective of tribe or religion. It is only your leaders, the people that lead you, that can, because the general populace do not know these things. It is only during the quest for power that people will preach bigotry in order to gain power. So if you want to hold anybody, hold your leaders. And this present government, I know that, is the one foiling bigotry. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis. Just like you said, I said it in the beginning of the space. I'm a bigot. I'm a proud one. And Nigeria, as it is, as it stands now, everybody in the helm of affair are all bigots. So they'll definitely not do anything about this. So I think at this point, it's going to just be free reign of madness. Let the highest bigots win. So the next person to speak is Nigeria. Only old men rule. Where only old men rule. Nigeria, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yeah. I greet everyone. This issue of this bigotry issue, I don't really know, but raining fire and brimstone from those people from that space that I heard is not the issue. I don't know why this guy is always try claiming the victim card. I wish you were here like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, when you come online and read what these people, because they own the media, when you read what they write about the Igbos, you as an Igbo person, you just go offline. We don't do bigotry. As in, this is not how they brought us up. But when seeing all this, it will change a normal person mind to hate him. I don't know if you get me. So this issue now, the Igbos now are not even they are not doing anything bigotry. This is trigotry. And trigotry is defending and debunking lies told about you. I don't know if you get. This is not bigotry. They are trying to debunk all the lies told about them. That's what I see they are doing. That is exactly what I see they are doing. So claiming the playing the victim card has always been their game. And another thing is calling this every time it happens, they call on the government and this and that. If you watch, the Hausas, they try to better themselves. The Igbos, same thing. But these people of this Yoruba land that we are in, because I'm in Lagos, they always try to claim something that's well, if anything happens, they just call on the government as if the government is in their pocket and the government is for the people. Government is for the people. So making all those threats and everything is really absurd. I don't really understand. And the worst part is people throwing those threats are not even in Nigeria. They are fueling because they know the ones here don't really know their left from right. Once they just say Omoibo is taking over your things, they just fuel up. They just start to they just turn. I don't this is not this is not going to be it's not going to be funny because the more they are thinking they have the upper hand. But this is not back then where this thing they just have to end this because this has been there for like ages. This is three go three defending and they are crying already. This is not fair. This is not fair. Now it's they are enjoying the same medicine they are taking and they are shouting, they are crying. So anything we are doing, let's just know that this issue, if we don't contain it, if we don't cut the way it's growing, it will spread like wildfire, and that wildfire it will burn a lot. Oh, it will burn a lot, and nobody is afraid to die. Everybody will die once. If you feel you have power or this thing, you can you can die. You can die. So that's just all I have to say.
All
Stop
right.
playing the victim card. Everybody know.
Thank you. Thank you for your submission. Um, like I said earlier on, I'm a bigot. Though my host has come out severally to say he, on his own part, is not a bigot and he wants the whole thing to end. But me, I don't mince my words. I say it out. I am a bigot. And like I think it was Nigeria that said that what we are doing, we've not even started the main propaganda because what we are doing is just to debunk the lies and the narrative and the propaganda that these people have been spreading for years and decades. Ehe. When we go down to the main propaganda where we bring up lies, then we know that we are doing it, that we are on a level playing field. But for now, we are not on a level playing field because what we are doing now is only to debunk. When we start spreading lies, you will know that we are ready for you. I don't know if there is anybody against bigotry that wants to talk. So most people that have been talking are those for bigotry. Is there anybody who has the mic that is against bigotry? All right,
Can I
Mazi,
talk?
go
Well, I
ahead.
Can I
am
talk?
I am against bigotry. I'm against bigotry. I think
Make
firstly
have not talk
because
before now. Another person talk, I beg.
Okay, metaphor, just hold on. After
okay,
Mazi,
sure,
after
sure,
Mazi, you
sure.
can go. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon from here. You depend me say Chukwu dey man no dey available because in dog corner dey claim holiness say you no be bigot. No be Chukwu dey man talk say if anybody from Anambra South, from Nnewi South, say him go support that person no matter the party. Say it is son of the Nnewi South. No be Chukwu dey man talk am. It's not a bigot. So make we dey claim innocent sha, but some of us we go talk am as e dey be. You get big God na big God. It doesn't matter where you are. saying it from. If they pay me say no day here because now is my talk am, say it doesn't matter. Say I told that person
Them they
supposed
do
to
bigotry without knowing it. They do it without knowing it.
that's it now. They will deny it. He's not claiming innocent. Forget that today is Sunday, past Sunday for that matter. He's lying. He's lying. There is no problem. Let's continue. Now, I've been talking in the morning when Grandmaster was here, and one person again who was here. I said it to his face that it will be wrong for anybody to come and tell us that bigotry will stop when it's not coming from the head. The reason I can say is this: bigotry has come to stay. In fact, the only thing that will happen is that it's going to blossom. It's going to blossom from here, and it's going to be like a wildfire. It's going to spread even more than this. If the states, if the federal government did not start from their side to stop the bigotry, because you can't tell me that the people that you appoint as your minister for information or the other one that they gave a mockery, and because tell me that it's not because they're against the Igbos that they gave them that. Just tell me it's not because of that. And the Yorubas that are here advising the Igbos how we are going to be civil so that we can stop bigotry.
Nobody is advising the Igbos. Everybody is talking on their own. And whatever you are doing, you're not doing it on behalf of the Igbos. You are doing it on behalf of yourself. So continue. Thank you. So if anybody comes here, I mean, no ethnic law here. The Yorubas remains our people. I mean, they remain my people, even if you say they are not your people. They are my people. So thank you. Continue.
I am happy that you did not debunk when I called you a bigot. It's okay.
No,
We
I didn't
can
hear it. No, no, no. Marty, I didn't hear it. I actually came out because I came out of where I am. Very noisy because I was listening to you. Most of what you said, I started hearing from when you said Grandmaster. I didn't hear most
you
of
know
the
hear
things
that
you
one
said.
at this one
I
here.
didn't hear.
I
Definitely,
know
you know I
I
will
heard
not keep
ahead.
quiet when you want to lie about me now. You know, who are you?
I
Am I
know
afraid
you
of
lie
you?
about you. This is what I'm talking
No,
now.
no,
You're
no,
a
I'm
bigot.
not. See.
There's no need to lie
I am
about
not
you.
an
You're a
ethnic
bigot.
bigot, and I will not, and you cannot
So
even
it
say
doesn't
it any
matter.
way, shape, or
You're a
form.
bigot.
And you
It doesn't
cannot make
matter whether
instances.
it's
No, no, no,
a
no.
bigot, whether
You
it's
said,
just bigot, whether
huh? You said, I didn't hear you. Who muted you
you
now? I
they
did
move
not
me,
mute.
they move me, you say
I
no,
did
yeah, how
not
you
mute
move me?
you. I wasn't the one that
If
muted you.
your
Who
phone is
they
on,
mute you? I was not the
if
one that
you hold
muted
your
you.
phone once, not the hold the button. Now you mute me. If not
I
be you,
was
then
not the
who?
one that muted you. It could be another person. Why will I
It
mute
must
you
be you.
now? Me, I
It
didn't
must be
hear you.
you. Because which may I talk
You
the
said.
pen am for body. It must be you
No,
so
no, I
that
didn't hear
muted.
what you said. Can you repeat it? Let me know if you
I
mind. I
said,
didn't hear it.
I said you're a bigot, and you are saying that you're not a, you're not a,
I am not an
ethnic,
ethnic
bigot.
bigot. I can say it
I don't
100 times.
know. Are you not a bigot? Are you not a bigot?
I am
You're
not
a
a
bigot.
bigot. I am not.
You're a bigot, my brother. No be talk
I
say
cannot be.
no be
And
talk say
again,
you come
I
out
repeat it,
and
and I will say it.
tell you south.
I will
No
say
be
it
talk
two
am.
million. I will say it 2 million times. Maxi TV. You can take your time and listen to me again. Whatever you people are doing, all of you together, you are not doing it on behalf of the Igbos. You are doing it on behalf of yourself, your personality, and whatever you are facing, you are not facing it because of the Igbos. Just know it. And whatever you gain from it, you are not gaining it from. It's not a gain for the Igbos. Nobody elected you. The same question, the same thing we told Nnamdi Kanu. You did not stand for the Igbos. We have 5 governors representing Southeast, at least the purely homogeneous Igbo community. They are not standing with you on this nonsense. Huh? We have 12 senators. They are not standing with you on this. Huh? We have,
Fifteen
calm down,
15
calm down,
senators.
calm down, calm down.
15.
Nobody, no interjection. No interjection. Wait. Yusuf, wait first, I beg. I mean, I'm getting echo, that's why. And we have how many members of House of Reps that are from Southeast? You could say, I don't know about the Ronos. Probably I've seen Remi Tinubu, I've seen their Obas do those things. So they could be representing their interests. But in Southeast, we the Igbos, yeah, I mean, you people are not representing us. is the same thing that Nnamdi Kanu did. Nnamdi Kanu was actually fighting bigotry. He started by fighting bigotry. He was fighting injustice, but nobody sent them. He was not doing
It
it on
is
our
it is
behalf.
disingenuous of you to
No,
try
no,
to
it is not
juxtapose this
disingenuous. It is not
with
disingenuous,
Nnamdi Kanu.
bigotry. It is
No,
not
no, 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 no,
disingenuous.
no, no,
No, no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no.
If
No,
you
no,
do
no.
that,
It is not
I'm going
disingenuous
to gently
because
leave. I'm going to gently leave this space. It
no,
is.
no, no.
I
It
will
is
not
not.
allow that. You
No, no,
cannot.
no, no,
There
no.
is no. It is not comparable at all.
It,
Nnamdi Kanu was
it's
not
not
fighting
the.
any bigotry when he started.
No,
So
he
don't say
was. He
that.
was actually fighting
Okay,
oppression. No, no.
you as an
No,
Igbo
he
man,
was. He was. He
what is the
was.
right way
Most of the
to
things he
counter
said,
to what is the
you
right
could
way to counter the propaganda of this Yoruba
when
runnings?
I
What
asked
have
you
you
here,
done
here.
to counter
Wait,
this
calm
narrative?
down. I asked you here. You people are not countering anything, to be honest with you. I asked you here. You say you don't want it to get on the street, but you want it to continue online. Are you afraid it will get on the street?
No, 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 no.
Are
Don't
you see how
misquote me.
inconsistent
I
you
told
are
you that
in
when this
reality?
thing gets to the street, it will be very
No,
difficult to
yeah,
curtail.
you don't want
But
it.
that
But that is, you
we are
don't
not
want it to
afraid
get
for
to
it
the
to go
street.
to the street. If
No, no,
blood
no,
has
no,
to
no.
flow, blood will
You
flow.
said
So
here.
don't misquote
You
me.
said here that wait. You said here that you don't want it to get on the street. Not once, not twice.
I
Like
said I don't want
repeatedly.
it to get on the street
Yes,
because it will
but
be
you want it
difficult
to
to
continue
curtail.
online. But
But
you
if
know that
it
if it
gets to the
continues
street,
online, it will
then
get to the
blood will
street.
flow. Don't misquote
So
me, please.
what is the essence of it? This is the problem. This is the
So now
inconsistency.
that there is a pushback by the Yoruba people, are you saying that it's not showing any there's no what's it called? Are you saying that our efforts are in
Okay,
vain even now that the Yoruba
let me
people are
even shock
backing
you.
off?
Let me even shock you. You see that space of yesterday that Grandmaster took time to complain about. It's not today that they started hosting those spaces. They have been doing it for a very long time. Before, when they host it, they will have less than 30 people. But I'm sure it is our people that went there and amplified their voice, and more than 29,000 people listened to that space. It's as bad as that. That is one of the essence of the pushbacks. That is one of the gains of the pushback.
It's only
Then
my for my
you
mouth.
are
That is
being
that is
very
one of the
dishonest
gains of the pushback.
because
More
More
I know
people now
Bonka,
listen.
I know Are
No,
from
no, no.
Clubhouse. I know these
Yeah,
two people from
more
Clubhouse
people now
where they
listening
were
to Bonga.
propagating these
Yeah,
narratives. So it did not start from Twitter.
wait,
So
when
because there was
Bonga
no
and Are,
pushback, they brought it to Twitter
wait,
and they've spread it.
till today, when Bonga and Are started their nonsense, nobody listened to them. Like they will just be their 30s, their 50s.
Then
Nobody
you are
cared about that.
lying. Then you are
I mean,
lying. It's
I've been
because
following.
of that hate that they are speaking up. That is why their APC leaders were able to pay them to continue with the propagating those narratives. Don't
I
tell me
mean,
that you think that Bonka and whoever is doing it out of the goodness of their hearts. They are being paid. So when fellow Igbos
I
like
don't know
me
whether
just
they are
fold
being
their
paid.
hands and try
I'm
to
not
be
paying
soft
them.
or naive around this
I'm
whole
not
thing, I
paying
am
them.
very, very hot.
I'm not paying them anyway.
You are not
I don't
paying
know
them,
whether.
but the people that is paying them is paying them. That is to
Oh,
tell you
well,
that this bigotry is beneficial to them. So you
I
will not
again,
keep your hands and
again,
fold your
till
hands.
tomorrow,
I don't want to
again,
train a
till to,
daughter. I don't want to train my daughter for her to be ashamed of being Igbo. I don't want to train my daughter. Tomorrow
again,
she'll be hearing that Igbos are this, Igbos are cultists, are
again,
ritualists, Igbos are drug dealers. No, I have to
again.
push back on that narrative myself so that my daughter
Oh,
will be proud of being Igbo.
wait, again, to be honest with you, I don't think Bunka or Are will be able to demystify the Igbo race with everything we have been proud of and everything we have known about ourselves in this country. I mean, it will actually be shameful if we believe that one Bunka or one Are will come and. But again, I am not saying anything against people who want to say anything. I mean, do whatever they want to do. Those who want to fight bigotry for bigotry. I don't care. But again, I maintain my stand. We are not standing for the Igbos.
We're not
Huh?
standing for you, we are
Yeah,
standing for
and you are not.
ourselves. But it
Yeah,
is
yeah,
very
you are
dishonest of
standing for
you to
yourself.
try
Right?
to
It's as simple
juxtapose
as that.
us with
Because
Nnamdi
me,
Kanu. That
yeah,
is
me
very
as a
wrong.
person,
And when you
me as
start
a,
this thing now, the next thing you know, Yoruba people will pick it up and start saying Igbo bigots or people fighting back are synonymous with Nnamdi Kanu. This is a very
I,
dangerous narrative that you're trying to put
I,
out there. So
Wait,
don't do that. Don't
it's not
juxtapose
even.
us with
It's not
Nnamdi
even.
Kanu or whatever he stands
Well,
for.
it's the same bigotry. Everybody is doing it. I mean, they were together in clubhouse.
I'm sorry,
What?
guys. I have to leave this space because
Anyway,
it's obvious you have to. Your Yusuf can continue to co-host with you. I can't. I
anyway.
will. I won't
I
stand
mean,
for this
I don't know how
rubbish.
you guys
I
hate
won't
now
stand
the
for
country
this
so much.
rubbish because this is a
Like
very
bigotry.
my. You don't
Good.
want to understand that
Because
this is a
because
very dangerous
just
narrative that you are
just
trying to
just
push.
hold on.
No,
It
no,
is
Just
no.
hold
dangerous.
on.
You can't put this kind of
Don't say
narrative.
they don't
You
say
can't come here
Chukwudema. They
on
don't
a
say
public space
Chukwudema. Don't
No,
and
push
say
I
this
that
wonder
narrative.
what
They are
people
maybe
saying
pushing
what
back on
Nnamdi
Yoruba
Kanu has done
bigotry
now.
are
they are
synonymous
saying
with
they are
Nnamdi Kanu.
saying.
That is
No,
very dangerous. Before you know it, Yoruba people
I
will pick
don't
it
know
up
what is.
and it will go round. You
Oh,
don't do that.
the Sizwe
You won't try
Banski
to
that
throw your people under the
was
bus.
pushing back so much yesterday. That is pushing back so much yesterday. He idolizes Nnamdi Kanu. I mean, so much. He does. I didn't mute too. Sizwe idolizes Nnamdi Kanu. So there's
Make
no
I
two ways about it.
make I talk. Make I
Including
talk.
Mazi
Make I
TV
talk.
here. Mazi TV used to idolize
Chukwudema, make I talk.
Nnamdi
I
Kanu.
no go talk again. You know, may I talk.
No, you can talk,
Mazi,
you
May I
can
talk
please
talk.
now.
continue.
You can talk, you can talk.
Put your mic. Mic.
Instead of you to face what you are
Okay.
talking, you come here to talk about me.
Alfonso,
And
please
you
mute your
expect me
mic.
to
Let
just
somebody
leave you
else
and
talk.
talk. Please, can I
Okay.
ask a
Thank you.
question? Please, can I ask a question? Yeah, you can go. Max, you can go. I mean, I'll still be back where I was going. So, I mean, instead of you to face
You
what you're
better
talking, come here to talk
you better
about
go
me.
where you're going because you're not even making any sense. Go to where you're going.
No, 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 no.
Well,
Why do you want to hit him
go
down? They can and
now.
love
Put your
bigotry
mic. They
in
go.
the name of
Put your
to
mic. They
push
go.
back.
Put your mic. They go.
We are
Put your
not
mic. They
doing
go.
it on
Where they
our behalf as Igbo people. We have leaders who have not endorsed it. Again, you are not doing it on our behalf. So if that is the only thing that
this
I
way they
believe
talk
that you
now.
should the
We
Igbo
don't talk
race,
them before.
continue, do it on
And
your
yeah,
behalf. You're not doing it on our
why
behalf.
you repeat again? Why you
Yeah?
repeating it again? We don't hear you before now. You
Yeah,
don't talk them
yeah,
before now. We don't
yeah.
hear you.
I
Why you
can repeat
repeat
it
it again?
10 million times. Just be civil with, with whatever
Your
conversation we are
patients are
having.
waiting for you. Your patients are waiting for you. Please go. Thank you. Now, my people, there's one big God here. One big God there. It's calling me a big God. But it's fine. I never denied that. But what I will say is this. Eh? Um, we have Tinubu who have said before that he does not believe in Nigeria, just like what um, many of them are doing today. He has also come out to appoint those who have, in one word or the other, insulted, humiliated, and talked ill about Igbos. He has given them appointment, which means, I was telling Igube the other day that it's all this one that is hurting Tinubu and be doing it in a way that they support Tinubu as Igbos.
Now,
That is not
Mazi,
going
let
to
me
get
ask
that.
you one question. Why people are afraid to say Tinubu is a bigot? Nnamdi Kanu is a bigot. Why people are afraid to say the same, to put them on
Is
the same line?
Tinubu not a bigot? Who is afraid
Wait,
to say
why
it
are you
here?
afraid to say Tinubu is a bigot? Kanu
Is
is
he
a
not a
bigot.
bigot? So you know
So why are
Tinubu
you
is a
afraid to
bigot,
say
and
that?
you people are saying end
No,
bigotry.
no, no. The thing is
Let
this.
us
The
make
thing
a
is
bill.
this.
Who is going
You
to
know,
make the bill? Who is
wait.
going to sign it? Is it not
For
Tinubu?
me, someone like what's it called? Like Sizwe, I would take him seriously because he's very consistent. He defends MNK and he's doing bigotry. That is consistency. Most of the things he has been saying about the pastors were the things Kanu said about 8 years ago.
His
He's
bar
very
is not on this
consistent.
space. So I don't know what his bar has got to do with this space.
No, no,
He's
I'm
not
telling
here.
you that
So
I'm
leave
telling
his
you
bar
that he's
alone. Leave
logically
his bar.
consistent.
The problem that we are facing today is Yoruba people and their bigotry. The reason I stood up, the reason I created a new account to
Never
speak
go
up
where they
is
go.
because of the pushback
You
that
not
I
go where
have
they
to
go.
push back. So his bar is not here.
Yeah, everybody
My,
have
You
a
don't
right.
have to
my,
mention his bar.
Everybody have a
You
my,
don't
right
have
to
to
push
mention
back.
Nnamdi Kanu
my
because
sister,
this
my
space
sister,
has nothing to do with
you
Nnamdi
cannot
Kanu.
convince Chukwudemma. You
No,
cannot convince Chukwudemma.
he has
He's a
everything to
bigot.
do with it.
Chukwudemma is a
He
bigot.
has
You cannot
everything
convince
because
him.
he equally fought
Chukwudemma, put
injustice.
your mic, make I talk.
He
Put your
equally
make I
fought
put your
injustice. I mean, it's either he fought injustice or you people
Maxi,
are not
please
fighting injustice.
continue.
Max, we
Thank
can
you, thank you.
continue. Even Max here was eulogizing him until some people came and gave him bad name on X here. He used to support him here. And
Support,
don't do
support,
all these things here.
support.
Don't play mental gymnastics with me.
There is
until
no
late last
mental
week.
gymnast. You are the one playing mental gymnastics.
No, no, no.
Since
This thing
this
is very
space
true.
started,
This thing
no
is very true.
single person mentioned
Uh,
Nnamdi Kanu.
uh,
You are the one who brought him up. You are the one who says we are anonymous, we are synonymous with Nnamdi Kanu. And I'm telling you that that is a
my
dangerous
sister,
Yes,
narrative
so
to
many,
put
yeah,
so
out.
many
yeah,
people have
You
said it
don't do
here.
things like that because
be
these
So
people
many
yourself.
will
people
pick
have
up
said
this
it like that.
narrative and
I
and
mean,
run with it.
the only thing is this. The only difference is this that you people want to believe that what the one Kano did is wrong, and the one you are doing is okay. That's just the only
Because
difference.
he will keep lying just to make sure that he put
I
everybody
tell me
under
the
the
lie that I've said here. Tell me the lie.
two of them are mute your mic. There's
No,
nothing
you
you
have
have
to
said here
tell
that
me the lie. I say you keep lying. Tell
two of
me
them
the
are
lie. I
Alfonso,
have
mute
please
your
mute
said.
your
mic.
mic. Let
There's
Maxi
nothing
talk.
you have
No,
Or if
said
you
tell
don't
me
here.
the
want
lie
other
that
people
I've
to
There's
said
talk,
nothing you
here
please
have
don't
now.
use
said
the
here.
space
I'm
now.
very interested in listening to the
First,
lies I've
first,
said.
first of all, you called me MNK, MMK. I don't know how you
I
put it,
used
but
to
that's a
support MNK here until
Please,
Chukwudema,
lately.
I've said it several
It's not too
times.
long
Chukwudema.
ago. It's not even up to two
I've
years you
said
start
I've
supporting him.
I've said it several times. This space is not about Nnamdi Kanu. Let us forget about Nnamdi Kanu and stick to the topic. Please. You are Alfonso, you are the one who has tried to distract everybody. So please let us stick to the topic, which is bigotry, who will settle it. This has nothing to do with Nnamdi Kanu. Maxi, please continue.
Okay, thank you. Because at the end of the day, people like this guy, he always find a way to make sure he pin people in lies, though not because what he's saying is fact. No, in lies, just make sure that he pins somebody and make people believe that what he's saying is true. Just come up on a space because you're the host, rely on everybody to make sure you pin that person towards what you're thinking,
Yeah, I did
which
not
is
lie
not
on
fact.
you. I did not lie on you. Nnamdi Kanu
Can you
is a
can see
bigot.
Chukwudema,
He was
you
fighting
are the
bigotry.
you
And
can
you are
be
doing the
Can
same
you
respectful.
can
thing.
you just keep
You can
You
see
don't
quiet?
fight
Let
it
him
yourself.
on my
finish.
behalf.
Let him
And
finish
you
his
are
Let's
not
respect
fighting
submission.
it
yourself.
on my behalf. So
You can
whatever
see
you are
respect
doing is
yourself.
good on your behalf. And stop calling the Igbo
I'm
people
your
in
mic.
generality. The Igbos
You can
have
see
nothing to
respect
do with
yourself.
whatever you are doing.
I'm your mic.
I mean, I will repeat it several times. Stop saying that I'm lying. I not tell any lie on you. If you know the lie, point it out here. It's as simple as that. Both of them, I mean, you people are doing whatever you are doing. Yes, it's good, it's fine, it's great. I've never told you to stop. But the problem I have, and it's still the same thing I said, is those of someone like you that want to cancel me by tagging me to people that I blocked like 3 years ago.
Nobody is
People that don't
canceling
need to
you.
get.
Nobody's
No,
you
no,
are
no, that
even a
was what
lily
Maggie
livered
TV did
man.
yesterday.
You are
He had to
lily
go and
livered.
tag me. He
That
had to
is
go
the
and tag
thing.
me to
You don't
Bunker
have
Space. You know
mind.
how long ago I blocked Bunker?
Obias
You know
Sirogike,
how
you
long
don't have
ago?
mind.
Does Maggie
So don't
TV
come
know
and
how
say
long
we
ago
are trying
I
to
blocked
drag you.
Bunker?
No, nobody is forcing you. Nobody
No,
is
no, no,
begging
no,
you.
no.
Nobody is
Even
begging
Maggie
you.
TV had to open space yesterday to call my name. Why am I not actually attacking Bunker? I've been in their spaces. I've argued with them. That was why I could even give you narrative of how they used to sound like when I started. I mean, you are not here. I was giving narrative how they used to give their narrative.
This
I've been
one
to their
you say
spaces.
is that.
I have pushed
This
back
one you
on
say is
them,
that.
and I
No,
blocked
no,
them
no.
that time because I could
That's
not,
why I
I could
say
not, I
you're
could not
a big
relate to the
liar.
nonsense they were
You
doing.
always like to
But
cover
people
lie. You
like
like to
you
cover
who
lie.
don't even know them
This
will
one
go
I
and be
say like
tagging
you
me
just
and
say
tell me to go and
for
fight
your
them.
own for your own you don't like to cover your DC yourself. You use like to cover lie. And this is not fit you anyway, it is who you are. And you
No,
cannot
calm
change.
down. You don't, no, no. Stop being stupid here. If you say I'm lying, you have to tell me the lie now. Why are you being? I mean, this thing is not. It's totally unacceptable. You have been shouting lie here, and I've said a lot of things here. You cannot even say the one that is a lie, and you come here
So
shouting
them
you is lying.
you
This guy is
you
saying he's reading lie. Tell me the
it's
lie
not
that
said
you have said.
anything.
Is it that you guys are
It's
not?
not
Is
said
it that
anything.
wait wait? Is it that you guys are? Is it that nobody said? Is it that somebody who sent you in the first
People
place?
them it's not said
Nobody
anything. Can I
nobody
continue?
elected you. Nobody gave
People
you
them
mandate
Alfonso, please
to
let
can I
him
defend the
continue.
Igbo.
Let him
can I
drop
continue?
his submission.
No, no. I mean, why will you even come here and be talking about me? For what?
You
Yesterday,
brought up
open
Yeah,
Nnamdi
space.
Kanu. That's
No,
why
no, no.
everybody
Yesterday,
came
open
yeah.
here.
space.
You brought up
No, no,
Go,
no.
Nnamdi
Why
Kanu.
will you be doing that nonsense?
go.
Why
Can
will
you
you
hear me?
come here and be
Because
talking about me?
Shukodima, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
If I can hear you. I heard you.
Okay. I think we should pass the mic, right?
Let's pass the mic.
You just came here. You said the conversation everybody is having. You started talking
The
about
next
me
person is Nonso
as if he has,
Izebebe.
as if he
Max,
has
we will come
problem with.
back to you, please.
Are people not discussing here?
Max, we will
I've
come back
listened
to
for some
you.
time. Just
Nonso
come here and
can
be
go
telling me.
first.
I told you and I will repeat it. I don't want to do. Don't want to get involved. And in my own opinion, you're not doing me any favor, whether you like it or not. You are not doing anything positive for me. The same way MNK did not do anything positive for me. There are some people who see him as a hero, and that is their own. Me,
Oga,
I don't.
nobody mentioned NMK on this
Yeah,
space.
yeah, I know.
You,
Yeah, I
you
have to.
opened your bag of whatever and brought out NMK. Nobody mentioned NMK. You
The
brought
same
him
thing I'm
up.
saying. I
So
mean,
please,
some people,
end
have done
it.
that.
This has nothing to do with NMK. And I told you
Yeah.
that what you said was dangerous. It's a dangerous precedent.
So should we be
Because the next
selective?
thing you know now, Yoruba people will
I
start
know.
spreading it around that we are synonymous with
Co-
NMK.
sorry, cause
Please.
so should we be selective on the bigots we bring up? Because I've been calling them are what do you call them? Those people from Clubhouse. I don't know them. So if
So
you have been
if you are
calling names,
calling them, when was the last time
I don't
NMK spoke
I
into a
don't know
mic? How long has it been now?
those people
And
you
when
call.
did
I
Are
don't
and
know
Co
them.
go on space? How recent were they on
No,
space? Please
those
let
people
us
you
just
call.
end it. No, so please go ahead.
Those people you called, I don't know them. So please let's be calling
You
all the
don't know them.
bigots.
We that know
Yes.
them, we are telling you about it. I also put their space on the join the join in case anybody wants to join it.
So please stop telling the host that you should not call some other bigots. Let them call everybody so that we can have like
No, 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 no,
call
no, no.
everybody. No, you cannot
Listen
be
to
And
what
someone who is
call all
fighting
the
for the
bigots that
freedom.
are possible.
listen to what the host said. He said we
No,
are
no, I don't
synonymous
know
with
why people want
NNK,
MNK to
which
be a
is
bad
wrong.
guy.
That
And these
is a,
people, are
a
you guys
dangerous
being
narrative
a good
that
guy?
people
See,
carry around with them.
no, see, I don't know why we want MNK to be a bad guy here. He's not. His supporters joining people to do the bigotry. A lot of them. And many of them believe it because people don't understand that Nigeria cannot work. That's why you're still even believing in one Nigeria. So I don't know why people are even afraid of these things. We have to be, we have to face this thing if you want to face it. I'm not saying anybody should not do what he wants to do. I mean, do what you want to do. But you come off your mic and start talking that I'm a liar, I am this. I mean,
If
what's
you
the
not
meaning of
allow
all
my opinion, if you not allow my opinion, better tell me and make I dey go because you say open mic to talk. You need to allow me
that?
to
I,
make
care. See,
one sentence. All you do is
we
just
are talking. Wait,
to feed
calm
yourself.
down. Calm down. You have to. I mean, what is this? We are discussing
You know like
topic
talk like
here.
this, I make I go down.
Calm down, calm down. We are discussing topic here. You carry whatever is your bias. You don't ever stop doing these things, right? You did it. You do it every time. If it's Soludo, it's the same thing. You'll be discussing another thing. You want to make it what you want to make it. I mean, we can open space and discuss whatever we disagree on bigotry and what we don't disagree on. I mean, you have known my position on this. I don't want to get involved, and I will never get involved. And I will repeat it. When we did with Edo people, some people who are championing this one did not get involved. Also, me, I did not get involved because I did not see why we wake up one day and start calling people that I grew up with Ile Ibinu. Some of you were doing it. So why is it that you're coming here to like face me and I said I don't want to get involved. It's not that I don't understand that there are a lot of bigotry or a lot of discrimination in Nigeria. I don't want to get involved. It does me no benefits. I don't think you people are doing me any benefits. Thank you. But for you to come here and make your submission about me, it's totally unacceptable. Because nobody is talking about me here. I am not pushing bigotry. I am not attacking those who push bigotry. I am not fighting against those who push bigotry. It's not, I don't really know. I don't really care. Because it's not my war. The people who should do it should do it. People are here profiling their solution. You just come here and started telling me that I'm a bigot. I mean, you should respect yourself. I mean that. You should respect yourself. This is not what you're doing here. I mean, people are talking other things. You come and then another person becomes trigger when I mention MNK because you don't want to be roped with him. But you want me to be roped.
Chukudima, your calls
So
don't cut out. Oh. Your calls don't cut out because you call MNK. Oh.
Maxi knows what he's doing. Maxi knows what he's doing. He did the same thing when I was opposed to Choludo security outfit when they killed innocent people. Started tagging me IPOB. Yeah, he did that. Went on spaces saying that I'm lying about Soludo, that I'm tagging, that I'm pushing hyper propaganda. But all of a sudden, it's now okay. I mean, Kanu is now in law because of one or two things. Because they accepted to call him terrorist. I mean, all these things are not. They do all these things every time. He knows what he's doing. I don't even know why he's choosing to do that. That's just the problem. I don't know. There's no reason for that. You come here and look at topic. People have been having conversation in a line. I decided to listen because he's a person. And if I had not even listened, it would be that he said all this thing about me and I didn't say anything because he's saying the truth. What type of nonsense is that?
Cause
I
no
mean,
vex, move. Cause no vex, host, no vex. So let's move the mic. Let's move the mic. I
yeah,
think you've made your.
we can move, we can move the mic. We can move the mic.
Yeah. So who's going next? Who's going next?
I don't
Me, I'm
even
I'm
know.
the one going
Like,
next.
I've not followed the conversation. So, Yusuf, you can be in charge. I mean, let me go back to what I was doing.
I cannot be charged. I cannot be charged 100% though. I'm in the middle of something. So just do a queue. Let's have a queue, right?
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Let me bring up. Okay, now so you can go on.
All right, Alfonso, thank you very much. I can see you guys are doing a great job. But then Newi, I see your handwork. It's good. My fellow Newi brother. But one thing I wanted to talk about, very important, is that most people that come up here to deny that they are not bigots, they are the real bigots. Look at them, look at their undertone, look at what they do. They are the bigots, but they come to deny that they are not bigots. You understand? So now calling out the wrong of an administration does not make you a bigot. Please underline that. It doesn't make you a bigot. For example, me coming out to say, Tinubu is a very terrible president. He has done nothing meaningful to uplift the life of fellow Nigerians. That doesn't make me a bigot. Because tomorrow, when I see most Hausas come up, Northerners, sorry to say, they come up and say, Yorubas were with Igbos back in the days and now they have to. No, they call that the incompetence of Buhari. Buhari, who is the SI unit of presidential failure in Nigeria. They called him out. That does not make them a bigot. So you calling out the failure of Tinubu does not also makes you a bigot. So don't say tomorrow that when I was criticizing Tinubu's failure that I was a bigot. No. I am telling you today that I'm a bigot. Yes, I am a bigot because of the happenings that has happened. You understand? I've seen this thing happen to me as an Igbo man growing up in Nigeria. You understand? Yes, I've been a bigot. I've become a bigot. So you can say, you can tell me whatever or tag me whatever. Yes, I'm a bigot. But anybody that comes up to criticize the government, the calamitous government of Tinubu is not a bigot. So please, I want you people to underline these two things so you know the difference. Because you come up here and you tell us you have been criticizing Buhari, you were talking against the Northerners. We were here, all of us are in this country when the Fulani will keep person and they will tell you that if you take them to the police station that nothing will happen, that they will go scot-free, just a call from whoever. And you say people should not criticize the person in charge. So when they criticize that person, they become a bigot. Please, we should know what we are doing. So it's not when you talk about the bad governance that makes you a bigot. And moreover, we have seen the handwriting on the wall. We have seen the way the government is moving. The current government, you can see when you are calling out other people, call out Tinubu. He himself is a bigot. He's the one of the people that pioneers bigotry in Nigeria. Look at his spokesman. Look at his political allies. They are all of them. They are bigots. So since bigotry is thriving in Nigeria, and since mostly this bigotry is against one tribe, it is paramount that we stand up against this bigotry and push back. It is very, very important. So if I am a bigot for the happenings that happen for so many years, so be it, until the situation of the country changes for better. Else, I am proud to be a bigot. Thank you.
This level wey we don reach now, e be like say until Peter Obi become president, this bigotry go stop.
Can
Oh,
I speak?
I'm scared. Yeah, you speak, but
Okay.
man, this bigotry thing, man, is crazy. You can
Okay.
speak. You have the mic.
Okay. See, good. Um, thank you, everyone. The thing is this: in my former submission, I said something that for you to end Big God 3, you have to also bring a merit system into our constitution, because you cannot have bigotry as state policy. And then somebody has said that you're not supposed to have a merit system. That not all saints society have merit system. No, it's not right. What they do in saint society is this: maybe 80% or 90% of maybe getting a federal job or entering university will be by merit. Then maybe they will now say, okay, the remaining, if it's 10 or 20%, would be probably by, okay, those that are disadvantaged. You cannot have mediocrity 100% and you then say that you don't have a bigotry in our state policy. Automatically, you have bigotry when you have a state policy, whereby you have mediocrity 100%. You go to any situation, what they will do is, okay, those the first 80%, but yeah, let it be by merit. Okay, the other 20%, okay, those that are disadvantaged. But here in Nigeria, what we have is everything is just done by mediocrity. I think so. I see a level of hypocrisy when we are talking like, hey, we don't want to end bigotry, but we're not dealing with the foundations of what is causing this bigotry in the system. We're not dealing with it. You cannot be talking about leadership structure without talking about the structure, the foundation of what this country stands for. That's where the bigotry is. So whenever I see people talk and they're always trying to try to act political correct and political correct, and they're not talking about this structural issue we have. Whereby, like I said, an Anambra boy or a girl in the same class with somebody from Kwara State, the same school, will sit for an exam. They'll not tell the Anambra boy you have to score a higher cutoff mark. That is discrimination, and that is bigotry. I think, and somebody took them to court. Some of you may not know. There was this lawyer from Malaysia, this Odisabako, but he took them to court in 2014 and he won the case for Federal Unity School. And the court ruled that what they have been practicing is discrimination, and the first now, and our constitution goes against discriminating against anybody based on age, gender, or ethnicity or religion. So that is the problem we have. Because I keep on saying you cannot stop bigotry if you do not reform this constitution and you do not reform the system. Automatically, you keep on breeding more bigots. So, when you calling people bigots, any kind of system we practice, you're just gaslighting people. I think it's when you actually clear the whole structure and the constitution of anything that has to do with bigotry. Automatically, then when you see someone coming out to advocate for bigotry, then you ask the person, why is he advocating? Is there no fairness in the constitution? Is there no equity in the constitution? Is there no justice? There's something that Americans, when they protest, they'll say no justice, no peace. I don't know if you've heard that line. Whenever I see American protesting on the street, you hear them saying no justice, no peace. In any society that doesn't have justice, automatically is bereft of peace. Because that what drives animosity. Let's face facts. When we talk about this, we're not talking about it on English. That's why I told you when I see people say, oh, I am not a by God because I have Igbo friend or I have Yoruba friend or I have Hausa friend. That is not the problem. That is what you're just doing is ethnic microaggression. You're using your individual experience to rub off on people's collective experience. Somebody I came and said the Hausa Fulanis have been going to bigotry and all country. And I asked the person, this is bigotry. Hello, can you guys hear me? The guy has dropped. Yusuf, are you there? Hello.
We can hear you. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. Somebody came and said the Hausa Fulani have been going through some level of discrimination. And then I asked the person, which part of our constitution discriminates against the Hausa Fulanis? What I know is that our constitution discriminates against merit system. And we know that I will know where that discrimination is coming from.
It's coming from a situation whereby you feel that this ethnicity are probably too brilliant or too smart that if you allow them use merit system, they will dominate you. And that in a way is injustice, is discriminatory. And we try to like leave all these things and then we act as if all is normal. See, most times I listen to what people are not saying. When I see people always talking about good governance, leadership, I see that these people are being very dishonest. Until I start seeing everybody, even those that call themselves moderate of other tribes, start talking about this discrimination in our system. You practice when it comes to election, you want to do it probably by marriage. You don't say, oh, throw it open to everybody. But when it comes to the structure itself, you take away merit completely from admission, from appointment, nothing like merit. And you say you want a country that is progressing. Why won't you have a deadbeat civil service? Why won't you have a judicial system full with all manners of idiots that give all kind of useless judgments? When they enter there that they don't follow merit, where somebody can just easily score 10 in Kebbi State or 20 in Kwara State or even on Osun State, score like 5. And then the person, based on this catchment thing and cutoff thing, will still find himself in position of authority, like he find himself as a Supreme Court justice, will find himself as a permanent secretary. Why do you feel any same country should move that way? Can you mention any country whereby they don't practice merit at least 80%? Like, okay, this is merit, now let us do it 80%. The remaining 20%, then you go to the disadvantage. Automatically, what you have is because the constitution was designed to subjugate an ethnic group because they felt that in the 60s before the war, these people were actually using merit. Because if you check it, to dominate all sectors. Because when the British left with they allowed merit in the system. And when they left, those that filled the formal sectors and the technical sectors were people that did it by merit. And that was why the country was working properly. When the country stopped working properly, was when they actually allowed mediocrity to get into the system, and then they now call it federal character. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about all this kind of injustice in the constitution. And then you expect people not to keep on speaking out when it comes to like bigotry. Of course, we will speak out because the constitution is super flawed and nothing will progress in Nigeria. You have a very stale civil service. You have a very stale leadership this because the leadership you have, leadership structures are passing through a failed system whereby mediocrity is what is encouraged. You go to somewhere like China, you tell that people ride like along leadership lines based on merit, and that's how they actually produce their premier. There's always a structure. When you come to Nigeria, that structure is not there. You cannot tell yourself that look, the out of the 14 or 15 Supreme Court judge that you have in the Supreme Court, how many of them are actually proper beneficiaries of a merit system? You cannot tell yourself those in the appeal courts, the justices you have in the appeal courts, how many of them are product of a merit system? You cannot tell yourself that the permanent secretaries we have in federal civil service, how many of them are direct beneficiaries of a merit system? Or is it those that are recruited into the army, the police? So everything is just working against the country. And that's why I always say that our problem is highly structural. There have to be equity, there have to be fairness, and there have to be justice. We have to go back to a system whereby it encourages merit. If you feel that, oh, the Igbos, I will say, if you feel that the Igbos are too fast, probably you feel that, oh, they were competitive, if you do exams with them automatically, you're trying to make yourself look inferior. God never created any tribe to be inferior to any other. It just the beauty about that. Once you feel that people are, once you feel that maybe a person is better than you, this it makes you to work hard. It will make your leaders to invest in education. They will not be relaxed. But when you have a situation whereby you now put mediocrity, automatically everybody is relaxed. The governors in the north will say, oh, let's not fund education because we know that no matter what, we have people that are going to climb there using mediocrity. But let's say we have a situation whereby some states are getting employed based on merit. Other governors will now start working hard. How do we improve education system in our district? How do we increase the standard of education? So we have a very flawed system, very flawed constitution, and nobody is talking about it. Please, someone to talk, please, I'm coming.
Okay, thank you. Um, I want to say something. Um, Chidoso was talking about a flawed system. Of course, it's a flawed system, and also I want to say this. Yusuf was Yusuf. The truth is, you are being disingenuous. You say something about um, it's because Pitobi did not win election, so I try to bring the country down. I mean, you can see this, or maybe you just want to turn it.
No, I,
Blind.
I said, I said, I said maybe the bigotry will reduce or stop when Peter Obi becomes president. That's what I said, and I have
Okay.
my
Let me just
reasons. So I'm
let me
not,
just
I'm not being
conclude.
mising. That's my opinion. I'm not being misogynist, please. Sorry.
Okay, that's
Uh-huh.
it.
Let me conclude. Sorry, the bigotry will stop when we have leaders because, like I said, it starts from the top. That's why I'll keep on saying that in America, once they are divided racially, the person they blame is the president. I don't know if I've noticed it. They always have a poll in America that is conducted by all these media houses. They will ask, "Oh, how divided is the country?" If you notice that when they notice that the percentage of people saying that the country is highly divided, you see them, they will now start criticizing the president the more. But Nigeria is a very funny country whereby when the country is divided, you want to criticize the people that are facing all manners of injustice and they are seeing it, the whole structure is flawed. And you blame people and you leave the leaders. The leaders are the ones that created this flawed structure and they know how to correct it. But because of political convenience, they want this thing to continue because that's what they build their political capital on this. If it will becomes president now, I think I don't if he becomes president and he actually goes on to that constitution and reforms it well with the partners of the maybe National Assembly and the judiciary, people will support him for that. If he comes in and says, okay, look, I want to implement a this because all this has to be corrected in the constitution. If he comes to the constitution and say, okay, look, we'll bring in fairness, equity, and justice. Um, if even to a point where I won't say that, look, oh, let us even do power share, let us even do rotational presidency, like let it go around so that people will bring their best man forward. Like, okay, once it's in the North Central, okay, we will just not we're only voting for someone from the North Central. So nobody will now come and say, oh, it's a Yoruba man, it's an Igbo man. Everybody will just focus. Okay, yes, we are voting for someone from the North Central. So there will not be any, it will completely take off ethnicity from the conversation, and then we'll not be talking about competence. Let's say it's coming to the Southwest now, and they present Tinubu, they present Osibanjo, they present Adewumi. Nobody from other place will now say, you about to not say, oh, the other people are coming out and it for Yoruba man. No, you only have three Yoruba men on the table. Everybody now pitch. I think because let's face facts. Nigeria is not a nation. It was never supposed to be a nation. We
But you
have
know, so I have a
yeah,
little problem with what you are proposing, right?
yeah,
I mean, although similar to what happened in First Republic,
yeah.
again, I don't believe in a country where anybody will have any advantage over another person based on region. Even in USA, where they have proper federation, right? The person from Florida is not is not going to live like a foreigner in Texas, even in New York if he chooses to migrate. The only thing is that some few laws are different. I mean, it doesn't have any indigenous rights in Florida that someone who is an American citizen will come back there and will not have. And then this is what you have to deal with. If the country is not, I mean, if the country does not have the capacity to function as one, let them break into how many pieces they want to break in and stop wasting our
Exactly.
time. I
Exactly. That's what
mean,
I'm trying to
this
say.
nonsense that you manage your space, you come here and we respect you and all those nonsense. You see, I will not buy to it, whether a regional government, whether in any, it will never happen. I mean,
See,
there's no way you tell me
see,
that I will spend the same naira in Nigeria and maybe in the same Nigeria, then I will move from Anambra State to Ondo State, for example. Then the
it will
laws
not
are
work.
totally now different
No,
because of
it's not
indigenous
going to
Yoruba
work like
people.
I
I
am
mean, it's
see,
not going to work. I mean, so I mean, either the Ronus, and this is where I agree with Grandmaster 100%. Is either
they
they
want it
begin
there,
to
they can
live
have it.
with the, I mean, whether begin to live with the reality that the every Nigerian can come to Lagos and do business and own the place,
Exactly.
and him as an indigenous does not have any advantage
Exactly.
whatsoever. Every Nigerian
Exactly.
is a Nigerian anywhere.
Exactly. You
So,
see,
so either they come to live in that reality, or perhaps they go and die. I mean, they
eh,
can go to hell. I'll say it here.
exactly.
They
Exactly.
should go to hell.
See,
I owe them no special respect moving to Lagos State,
yeah,
even to Kano State, even to Adamawa State. I
yeah.
owe them no special respect. And the thing,
Also,
and I agree with everybody that it will not be solved under this government. We need a different government. A government that is
sure.
supporting them will not be the solution. So, I mean, a government that have Bayo and Onuga and Reno and Mokri, it cannot be solved under this government. So, the pushback is necessary, at least to make sure to make them know that they don't have the monopoly of being stupid.
Okay, so
That I can see.
what I want to say that
Yeah.
you're completely right. Me, I don't even believe in regional this. You cannot have a government within a government. We have the Nigerian constitution. You cannot say, oh, look, oh, we'll do regionalism whereby people in a region will now create their own laws. It's not going to work. It can't even work. We already have a federal system. So it's either you follow the Nigerian constitution to the or you tell yourself, I'm fed up of the Nigerian constitution. Let everybody break. So I can go and practice my Yoruba nation in peace. I can go and practice my Igbo nation in peace. You cannot eat your cake and have it. We know that Lagos State, as it is, was developed by the resources, especially from the South. And the amount of money that they pumped into that Lagos State from the time of when they made Lagos State a special colony during the time of the British, down to all from Balewa down to Babangida, when before he now relocated after that 1992 1990 Gigi Okaku. That was when he actually told himself that it's high time I leave Jordan Barracks and probably go and relocate to Asoro. But if you check the amount of money that the federal government have pumped into Lagos, the South and the Southeast combined have not seen that money. So the Lagos alone has always been the melting point of Nigeria national unity because it has been a federal capital for a very, very long time. And then we've always considered Lagos as a mini Nigeria. And then because of that, you have the most hardworking peoples always being pulled from different states across the country
My
to
brother, to
Lagos.
be honest with you, I
The
don't even care
smartest
whether
people.
it's even only my brother Chino. So 1 second, I don't even
Mm.
care whether it's even only the resources of Lagos State that he used to develop Lagos State. I don't care. As far as it is a Nigerian territory, every Nigerian have the right to live there
No,
and do
what
business
I'm
there
trying to
and
do
make
is that
money there.
I'm just trying
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just I'm just trying to
I
see tell them
understand the
how
point you are
stupid
trying
that
to
they
make,
sound
hundred percent.
with their analysis.
Yeah,
Is that
I
getting?
understand the 100%. But even supposing it was not so, like supposing it was not so, let's say another city is found in southwest and they are doing so well. They cannot claim ownership that any other person cannot come there and all this nonsense. Nigerian constitution does not allow you to do that, and you
Exactly.
will never do that. Yeah, continue so that we move to other
Yeah,
people.
okay, no problem. Why I use Lagos because most times Lagos is always their talking point. That is really most of their major talking point is Lagos. They don't use other areas. But funny enough, Igbos are also building and acquiring properties in lots of places in the southwest. Like if you go to those states now, you go to all those CBD, all those old Benin roads, down to Arakale in Akure. Most of the properties they are owned by Igbos. So the Igbos are just following the Nigerian constitution, which everybody is supposed to do. I will keep on saying it. See, if you're an Hausa Fulani, if you're a Doma, if you're a Shekiri, if you're a Yoruba, anywhere you are, wherever you can sniff economic opportunity to better the life of your family, make sure your children go have the best education, cater for yourself, and maybe create a better generation for your future generations, go there irrespective of states. I can be in one place that is maybe I can even be in a very, very bigger state, and maybe the opportunities there, maybe where I am, is not as good as that in a smaller state. You can be a big fish in a small pond. Some people don't want to be a small fish in a big pond. Some people, there's a guy in my village, my village, and I said the guy said he doesn't want to leave the village. The amount of money he's making in my village is crazy. I'll just give you an instance to the point that even people from overseas will call him to borrow money from him. And there are lots of places like that. There are lots of villages in different parts of Nigeria, whether it's in Zamfara, whether it's in Gombe, whether it's in Niger State. Automatically, all it takes is for somebody to just see the opportunity and go there and create a better opportunity and life for his family. Give them the best of education. I think that is it. So wherever you are, the Nigerian Constitution gives you that right, that complete automatical right to go wherever you can take care of your own family, take care of yourself, and prosper there and be a law abiding citizen. And once you do that, automatically you make a name, you make progress for yourself. So nobody should come and gaslight anybody trying to like make us not know what the Nigerian constitution talks about. People going out, creating wealth, creating property, even being voted and be voted for in different communities and societies across the country. So nobody should do that. So what I'm going to say is this bigotry of a thing that we're talking about, like this is who is settle the bigotry issue. Let's be factual. It is the government, the president, is the one that can settle it. First and foremost, he has to douse all tensions. He has to appear nationalistic in his appointments, his utterances. Then,
So you know that that will not happen in this government. I
I
mean, he's
no,
not going to.
I'm
The
not
only
talking
way
about.
out, yeah, the only way out, like I agree with Yusuf, is to have a different president. I mean, a president that is different from Tinubu. That's the only way we're going to end this nonsense.
These guys, not Tinubu and the guy who don't buy Bigotry to control Lagos State. That's what people do not know. He wrote on complete Bigotry to control Lagos State, and then even the Lagos indigenes, people that are actually like maybe qualified to sit for governorship offices, he blinded his people with Bigotry, I think. And to me, I see this kind of similarities with different other groups. Like when you say people like even the other people we accuse, maybe we're accusing maybe IPOB or other people that use some level of this thing to just they write on some kind of things. That's what they did in Lagos State. Whereby you tell people that look, this Lagos State is a place whereby it's meant for just Yorubas. And then you took from all other states and then you go there. And then when you go there, you expect that other people cannot come there and cannot um maybe carry out their own this thing, right, political right based on the constitution. So that's what he wrote on. And that's what he took to the federal level. And that's what we are seeing right now. Because I keep on telling people, let me just say this for let me just say this on a round up for the next 30 seconds. Tinubu is the most bigoted president we have in our history. Buhari is bigoted, but Buhari is a learner when it comes to Tinubu. And I'll give you an instance, and I'll just use this appointment because sometimes when we say these things, we tend not to like get our facts right. When Buhari was president, he shared, yes, he was a northern president. He shared his appointment across the three regions in the north, which of course was not even proper, which was even condemnable because, like I said, if you have nationalistic appeal, you're supposed to go around the country, the whole six regions. But Buhari shared among the three regions. Buhari's chief of staff was not even a Fulani man. He was from the northeast, I think Kanuri or something. His chief of army staff was from the northeast. His customs was from Bauchi State, which is the northeast. I don't think that one is Fulani. His EFCC chairman Magu was from the northeast. His attorney general of this Gombe State he was from the northeast. I think the only if you check his security apparatus, probably the DSS guy is one that was from the northwest and immigration. His police inspector general of police was from North Central. But all these positions I just mentioned now, Tinubu just ensured that it's only Yorubas that occupied it. Now, we're not talking about national security because to me, a president, there are two things that actually defines presidency. You have your national security team and you have your economic team. So what Buhari did, he centered his national security team in the north. Then when it came to the economy, he actually centered his economic team on the south. That's why then under Buhari, we had the finance minister and coordination and the coordinating minister of the economy from Ogun State. That woman Adiosun that was removed because of the NYSC controversy. We had the CBN governor from the south. I think so. Even Bureau of Public Procurement and all kinds of stuff, we are from the south in a way. So even his this thing then, his NNPC MD then Kashiku was from the so in a way he actually told him even the
You're
FIRS guy
just lying.
Fowler
Just shut up.
was
Stop
from
lying.
Lagos. Shut up.
Shut up.
Fowler, I am giving you a fact. Fowler was from Lagos. Fowler was from Lagos. So if you check it, he actually centered it in a way his economic team on the south. The south had more appointments. Economic team, national security team, it was the north. Now in Tinubu's own, the national security team completely like when we talk about the cream de la cream, we're talking about the juicy position. We're not talking about the bones of our plan. We're talking about the meat. Like when it comes to the army, the police, the DSS, the EFCC, immigration, customs, these are the meat of the appointments. They are all Yorubas. Then when we come to the economic team again, everything like the cream de la cream, CBN, FIRS, economy, blue economy, Nigerian Post Authority, customs, everything. He gave it to the Yorubas. So this man is the most bigoted president we've had in our history. And may he never happen again, because you cannot have a very, very divisive country like this and you keep on blowing the flames of division with the way you approach nationality. You do it in a very regional manner. So shame on him. Like you said, like Afonso said, you're completely right. Bigotry can never end under Tinubu. His spokesperson is a very, very big time bigot. And he's still planning on bringing in ambassadors who have history of bigotry. Now, those ambassadors he's bringing in, they say that they're going to be screened by the DSS. If we have a proper, of course, we know that the DSS is a Yoruba man there. Now, if you say you want to screen people, you check all their utterances, you check their history and where they're coming from. And when you notice that they are doing something that is against nationalism, automatically you disqualify them. But we know that the DSS are going to clear these people. They're going to clear these bigots and they're going to make them ambassadors, and nobody will do a damn thing about it. That is the country we have. We have
You know,
strong
so
men.
on a lighter note, though, they said that those lists are false. I mean,
Okay, because it's most of these mainstream media that carried
that
it.
is
So I was
what
thinking it
that
was
is
right. It
what
was Vanguard, Punch, all of them
that
are
is
carrying
what the
it.
president said anyway. I don't know, but again, it's very difficult to take this government seriously. They said that those lists are not true anyway, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, so good. So let's see 30 seconds. So let's see, but like I said, the information came from all those mainstream media like Punch, Vanguard, and all those kind of stuff. So in a way, we just say, let us just believe what they wrote. So like I said, this guy is the most bigoted. We've never had a situation where national security team, the economic team are being controlled by one tribe. It has never happened. Just one tribe. We're not talking about a section like maybe the northeast, the northwest. We're talking about one tribe. You call yourself a southern president, I think, but you're actually ruling like a southwest president. I think. So we are seeing the dysfunction in the system, and it's now creeping into the divisiveness we're actually witnessing. And then when we see people pushing back now with bigotry, then some of us here are upset with it. Like I said, bigotry can only end from top to bottom. It cannot end from bottom to top. You have to completely reform the system, reform the constitution and everything. So people will start feeling that they have a sense of equity, fairness, and justice in their constitution and in their government. And then that is when we can actually have a clean sheet from there. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 1 second before we go to Brian. Honestly, that is also my position. I don't think bigotry will end on that Tinubu. I'm not seeing it ending. Yeah, thank you. I'm not seeing it ending. The possibility is less than 10% because that is his game, that is his politics, that is his existence. In fact, whenever I remember that Emilio's speech, it shows exactly the type of politics he plays. I don't know whether himself is a bigot, I don't care to know, but his politics thrives on tribal identity. That is what his politics thrive, and that is what brings about the bigotry we face today. And unfortunately, that is our reality. And for those that are pushing back, again, I've said it, I will repeat it 1 million times. I care not, I have no problem with what you are doing. I have no problem that you are profiling the ethnic group. Every single ethnic group in Nigeria has been profiled. So I basically do not care that you are doing it online, offline, anywhere. I do not care. But what me I care about is when someone wants to label me for not joining to do the bigotry. I mean, if you do that, I will still come back for you personally, and that is what me I will always do. I am not going to label any ethnic group in Nigeria. And the reason why me I vehemently do not believe in any form of ethnic bigotry is because I don't believe that anybody is bad because of the ethnicity that he belongs to. I can believe that a religion that someone is bad because of the religion he belongs to, because religion has to do with orientation. It has to do with what the person is believing and what is taught. So if I disagree with what you are taught in your religion, I can see it as bad. But when it comes to ethnicity, it does not make any sense. Someone who belongs to any ethnic group can belong to any other group, and they can identify with anything. So it's just similar. It's just the same thing as racism, believing that people are bad because of the color of the skin they put on. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So pushback, no pushback. I'm not involved. So thank you. Gael, I have the mic. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, guys. Good morning from over here. Man, Alfonso, on a beer parlor again. Not to the about it too much. But
Nah,
when Bola Ahmed Tinubu was campaigning, he vehemently said it to that even the deaf could hear it. He said, Yoruba lokan, our lokan, Emi lokan. Those were his words. I'm paraphrasing what he said, right? Which means Yoruba is our turn. It is my turn. That's what he said. And he's executing it now. Do you understand? So all the crying, I don't understand. I don't get. I don't support him, but the guy is fulfilling what he said he was going to fulfill. And guess what? Since he got into power, have you noticed the Yoruba Oduduwa agitation has calmed down because their man is there now and it's their turn, and they're enjoying the national cake. You know what I mean? Now about the bigotry thing, my brothers and sisters, it's not a thing of today. This has been in existence way before you and I were born. During the times of Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Akintola, it has always been a thing. They've always had this fear mongering that Southeasterners are coming to take their lands. I don't know how they would think that people from the Southeast will come and take their land, but they always use that for political reasons. Now, I'll tell you one thing. And this is why, personally, I always say that APC is quote unquote a Yoruba party. During the time of Buhari, it was the Yoruba Fulani party. Now they've cancelled the Fulani people, they are out of the equation. When you go to Lagos, since the Fourth Republic, before APC became APC, I think it used to be ACN or something, some weird regional party like that. In those days, if you run on any other platform that is not ACN, right? They will tag you an Igbo person. And bear in mind, no Igbo man has ever run for governorship over there. At least, according to them, no fully Igbo blooded man. Because now I'm hearing that, there's such a thing as half Igbo, half Yoruba. This stupid word that Nigerians use, which I don't believe in because Africans are patrilineal. We're not we're not Europeans that do the half bullshit. And I'm sorry I'm using these words, but that's a simple fact. That's a simple fact on ground. Your paternity determines your lineage and your tribe because that's where your inheritance, that's where your birthright comes from. Even in the Bible itself, even in the Bible, and I'm pretty sure if I read the Quran, I'm pretty sure it's going to be there too. So we Africans, we love to be hypocritical in things like this, right? Um, Tinubu is playing according to the gallery. He's playing his game plan. And like I always tell people, if you think 2027 is going to be less tribal, then I don't I don't know the word to use. You are a novice. You are a novice. During 2023, the APC members, especially the Lagos media, they told us Labour Party members, obedient and quote unquote Igbos, we will teach you guys a lesson. Those were their words. And we on the obedient camp said, you know what? We are going to match you guys fire for fire and see who will get tired. And that is exactly what the obedience are doing now. Now, for the non-obedience, the emergency lovers of Nigeria, that want unity, equality, and all this, that do not understand the politics of
so
Nigeria.
you're making a mistake. I mean, the people who
Hold
are doing
on, my
bigotry.
brother. Hold on. I've been
No,
listening the whole time. I didn't want
one
to
second,
interject
one
anybody.
second, one second, one second. People, yeah, that are returning the energy today, they are not obedience. They are mostly in APC. So it's APC fighting APC today. So that's just what I want to say. So continue.
Like I told you, remember the word I used that APC is now a Yoruba party. It used to be Yoruba Fulani. Now the Fulani has been dumped out. Do you understand? So that fraction of ACN, what's the other one, PCP or whatever the hell, it has been cut out of the APC. So now they've joined the opposition. Now they've realized that these people we're aligned with are trying to sideline us. And they are giving them the opposition treatment. You understand where I'm coming from? And that this is what happens when you form an alliance based on hatred and based on divisiveness. At some point in time, you guys are going to fight each other, and you're gonna start fighting. You're going to divide. And me, as a Labour Party member or a Labour Party sympathizer or supporter, I love what is happening in the APC, and I also love that the obedience are not relenting because at some point, someone among the Yoruba Ronu said at some point the obedience will get tired and they will come back and then we'll rule the country together. And we told them, fuck no. We are going to, in our own way, make this your government ungovernable by always attacking you guys. And that's what we're doing. You understand? So we cannot fold our arms and allow them to just run the country down because the truth is, right now, people say, oh, there's no opposition. The truth is, the only opposition in that country are the obedience. We're the only opposition. Obedience are the only opposition that come vehemently and attack what these APC members are doing. You guys on the article movement, I've never even heard Kwankwaso people talk. I don't even know if those people exist besides wearing their red caps during elections. You know? So, my brother, who will settle the bigotry issues? Who will settle the bigotry issues is probably a leader that is patriotic and believes in the unification of Nigeria. As it is right now, most politicians in Nigeria don't believe in unification of Nigeria because if they unify Nigeria and they fix Nigeria, then they will stop eating. They will stop having the money coming into their pockets. They will stop having poor masses begging them for rice on the streets. Because that what that means is that the poor masses are going to be independent and are going to think wisely. So your APC politicians, most of them are not going to stop this divisiveness. They're actually the ones feeling it. They like it. However, my thing is this. If anybody bullies you, and I always said it, I don't believe in, oh, I'll do this. I'm not doing anything for P2B to win an election. If anybody disrespect Igbo, whether if it like, oh, let it spoil Obi's chances of winning. It's not my problem. I'm not P2B. Do you understand? His goal is to rule Nigeria, to be the leader of Nigeria, and in his own manifesto to make Nigeria great. That's not me. He's the one that said it. So it is up to him to also find a way of fixing the bigotry. And as you can see, I am putting blame on both Obio and the APC people in APC government. You know, I'm not leaving anybody out here because at the end of the day, Obi is still a politician. You understand? Because I know a lot of Anambarians that always wail that, oh yeah, he divided Igbos and Anglicans in Anambra State. Whereas we all know that the Anglicans in Anambra State were weak politically. They could not galvanize themselves. But that's um, my campaign attack. Because once it's campaign time, we'll go, that guy Lotana, I will give it to him. I'm waiting. November. People go cry, and Umbrellas go cry for this place. When I start attacking those dogs, I think that they can bring the APC into Anambra State. Oh God, they will go cry blood, though. They go cry blood. If they think they can bring that terrorist party in Anambra State, they are sadly mistaken. I know I'm deviating now, but Alfonso, this is to the level that this has gotten to the point that I do not even want to see my own Igbo people in the APC because of what APC represents. I do not want to see them in Anambra State because of what the APC represents. I always said it. There is no difference between APC, IPOB, and the Taliban of Afghanistan. No difference. Because bear in mind, Taliban in Afghanistan are actually a government, quote unquote, government party. They're the ones in power now. If you look at their templates, I always tell APC members, the only thing that differentiates them from a Taliban is that APC have not started bumping themselves in the streets in the name of politics and in the name of ideology. If they continue this way, they are going to start doing it one day. I'm not an IPOB, I'm not a fear monger, but as someone who has studied how these things evolve and emanate, I am telling you, if we're not careful, APC will start killing its citizens openly. Right now, they are doing it in secret. You know, they will go and do an alliance with someone like Wike to beat up our coppers, to kill our coppers, so that they can give them election. They are doing it secretly. If we continue like this in the future, they will have a militant group that will start. Who knows? Maybe they even who knows? Maybe they're even the ones sponsoring IPOB. Maybe they have a hand in sponsoring Boko Haram. The problem is that we don't have good secret service members in Nigeria that are actually patriotic in doing their job. Because if they're doing their job, two or three people or two or three elites who are in this government would have been arrested already and prosecuted. But look at it. Since 2013, that Boko Haram came into existence. Since 2012, that IPOB came into existence. Nobody besides Nnamdi Kanu has been arrested and put in jail. Now the question is, who are the people sponsoring Nnamdi Kanu? Who are the people sponsoring Boko Haram? Why can't we get those people, trace where the money is coming from, and arrest them? Go ask your APC government, why haven't they done it? And with that, I yield.
Alfonso, are you still there? Or maybe like say I go grab the mic. Make
No,
una
no, no,
like to
no.
listen
Emi,
everything.
Emi loko, Emi loko, Emi
No, no, I
loko.
was here before you.
Ero. You might be here before me, but if you don't put up your hand, we will know.
May that Europe
Èmi
kill
ló
you,
kàn
bastard.
ọ̀gbẹ́ni. Èmi.
Becky, your hand was
May
not.
that
Becky, your
Europe
hand
kill
was not
you,
up. Now.
bastard.
Your hand was not up. You didn't raise your hand up.
It was up. It was up. It was because I opened my
No, I was here before you. What are you saying? You
Becky,
look as if
Okay,
you don't
okay.
answer.
Allow
Becky,
me to
your
go.
hand was not
Allow me
up.
to go.
Becky, your hands was not up. Don't do Nigeria.
No, my
Ah,
hands were up.
bọ̀bọ́ yìí allow
Yes.
èmi ló kàn. Èmi ló kàn. Ó ti gbọ́.
No,
Àwọn
Emiloko
tiẹ̀
go
they are
kill
telling you
your
that it's
mama.
my
I
turn.
was here before this bastard.
But wait, be a
You're a
gentleman.
bastard.
Be a gentleman. Go and sit down.
May that gent to kill your mama. Who they
Go
do
and
that
sit
thing to you,
down. Go and
bastard?
sit down. You are not cultured. Go and sit down.
No, I'm not doing gentle with
You are not
bottom barrel
cultured.
bigot like
But
you.
let me talk.
I
You will let
cannot
me
do it.
talk. You will let me talk.
I, no, I will not let you. You're a bastard.
You
How
will
can I
let
let you
me
talk?
talk. Go and sit down. Sit down.
Well, yeah, you are a Yoruba run bastard. You have
I,
nothing to
I,
say
I
here.
accept, but let me talk.
What the fuck are you coming here to say?
Let me talk.
No, you're a bastard.
Let me speak. Oh, you
On
will let
your
me speak.
space, you guys will do monologue
You
for
will
Alfonso,
hours.
control
let
your
me speak.
space.
If you if
I
you
was here
if
before you, and you are a
if you
bastard.
if you
You
want
are
to
you are a
speak on
red
those
Gary baboon.
spaces, they will allow you to speak.
Sorry, sorry. Please, please maintain civility in the conversation, please. So we have Dexy. After Dexy, we have who is the next person after Dexy?
Alfonso, it's my turn.
Who is there? Who is speaking? I not see your hand up now, so how will I know you want to speak? If you want to speak, you raise your hand now. And Yusuf is not even here to say it because I wasn't following for a while. So next you can go after Dexy, Socrates, then Locon.
No, Alfonso, it wasn't like
No,
that. My hand was up. Okay, it was when I unmuted that that got cancelled. This guy was behind. He
that's a
might have been
lie.
here
You
before me,
just
but his
came in
hand was
here.
not up. No, you won't talk.
Stop this
You won't
nonsense.
talk unless I'm taken down. You won't talk. What is your problem?
Alfonso will take you down now.
Why are you even doing this? I've called you to speak.
Let him do that.
I didn't see your
Let
hands
him do
up.
that. But I will not allow you to speak because you are behind me, and you have been told.
What's in the happen? I muted it. Man. From Dexy will go after Dexy. I'm not Socrates. That's the hands I'm seeing. I'm not calling the hands. So I mean, to be honest with you, except Yusuf confirmed that you're supposed to go next, and Yusuf is not also here. So Dexy will go after Dexy, Socrates, then Locon in that order. Yeah.
Alfonso, this guy will
I
not.
was at
He will not speak because
Alfonso.
I raised up my hand. At some point, it was myself and Gahed that had their hands raised up. This guy wasn't here. It was when I unmuted that the hand got
Alfonso, I
cancelled.
beg, move this
And he's
down
just
so make I
lying.
talk. This your bastard. Wait,
I
Mama,
didn't
You will
see.
not
I
talk
didn't
Mama,
see
unless
you when you
unless
raised your hand.
Alfonso, I didn't see Dex's hand up. I
you
just
will
I
saw
no,
didn't
not
you
see
talk.
you.
didn't.
So
You will
when
But
not
I
speak.
came,
you
You
didn't.
won't speak.
But my hands, I was here
You
before this
won't speak.
bastard.
see, look on. I didn't see whoever. I didn't know who came first, right? I wasn't the one that brought any of you up. That's the truth, eh? And I am not going to follow a queue. No, no, I'm just following the one I'm seeing. And if you don't want to respect that, I don't really know what you want me to do. I just want to be respectful. And I don't know why I would say someone should go. You say the person will not go. I don't know what reason it is. I beg you, please. In that order. That's the much I can see.
Someone just confirmed to you that they did not see his hands up. So why didn't you take that to the bank? You have not seen anything, and
But
someone is here
you are a
confirming that
bastard.
he
You're a
doesn't have
bastard
his
because the
hand
person must
raised.
not see me.
You will have to take me
That
down. He will
person
not talk.
must
This
not
guy will
see
not
me.
talk.
He emailed.
Amo, you actually want me to take you down anyway. There's no problem about that. Um, I don't know. I want civility in this space, so you cannot come here and be telling me who will talk and who will not talk. Please, when he finishes talking, you can come up. I would have done the same thing if it was the one, if it was your hand that I saw up. So because I did not know who was going to go next. And when Yusuf say let's take the cue, nobody said anything. Please go. Dex, you can go.
Thank you. I was here actually before. I was here for a long time listening. My hands were up, and it's not a must that Mr. Akosa will see me because he maybe. I, sometimes people talk and I don't even know who's talking. So that is even nonsense. Anyway, I know Yoruba news like these are bottom barrel people. They have no. They have no. They
Well,
are
well, I
sorry.
don't know. I don't know the guy anyway, and I don't.
Oh, you can click on his profile. He's a Yoruba runner. I'm not just saying it. He's only doing this because he just wants to come here and cause fun. Click on his profile. These are subhumans. They are not. They are not they are not fully humans. These are subhuman people. So I will go. I will just say to the topic. You know, I spoke a little before because the girl was rushing me. I had to just say, say what I had to say briefly. That you cannot eat your cake and have it. We are in a country with subhumans. Um, the these people. At least when Buhari was the president, of course, we understand, of course, he did his own bigotry, but at least he spread it out. Key positions, so many other people occupied it. And when he even got to the north, it was spread out in the north. So the north can now say, okay, in the northeast, in the northwest, in the north central, we had positions. But what are we having under this Emelokon guy? It is a total, like the facts are there. Over 70% of key positions, not just ordinary positions, key positions are in the hands of Yorubas. In the hands of Yorubas. Uh, and you say you are running a government, you are in a country, this is how to run a country. I've never seen a country run that way. Um, uh, Anybody who's talking about bigotry and is refusing for whatever reason best known to the person to talk about uh, the bigotry being institutionalized by Tinubu and his cohorts, all both Tinubu and the people around him, then that person is being completely insincere. And there's no how you can stop bigotry by telling people not to respond uh, uh, to what people say. I outlined it before. If we want to stop bigotry, we will have to make a law that says you cannot use ethnic slurs and people. You cannot call people Omoibo if they don't want to be called Omoibo. You cannot call people Aboki if they don't want to be called that, or Ofemano, like all of this nonsense. It, they put it into law. You cannot tell people to go back to Anambra or go back to Imo State or go back to Kaduna or go back to Sokoto. You cannot do that as long as they're citizens. You put it into law. You cannot look at a Yoruba man like you, maybe because his mother is from another from Igbo or Ibibio or any other place, and you call the person a tainted blood. You have a law. You should put it in a law, criminalize it. Uh, you know, you cannot be a, a traditional ruler and you threaten people that they cannot vote the candidate they want. If they vote that candidate they want, you will drown them in the ocean. So you put it into law. These are very like in all other countries. They are not better than us in the sense that they don't have better. If you leave them, they will degrade to like our level as well. But because they have laws in other countries, that's why people cannot do certain things because there are laws. You cannot call somebody a nigger because there are laws. That makes it impossible for you to do that, even if you want to do it. So that is the problem. But this bottom barrel uh, Yoruba presidency that we have now, we never do these things. These are very very simple things that you don't even need to be very super intelligent to call people and implement. Anybody with average intelligence can outline these things and try to implement them. Uh, but this government currently in power came into power riding on ethnic division, riding on a Milokon is Yoruba turn and all of that. So uh, when they went to polls in Lagos, instead of campaigning on, oh, I will do this or I will do that, we have been able to do this, no. They were campaigning on, oh, tell him to go back to Anambra, tell this one, this is Jimmy Chuku, like those kind of nonsense. So I am not expecting any solution from Tinubu and his cohorts. In fact, what I'm expecting is maybe they will use the state apparatus to clamp down on some on people who are challenging the Yoruba Ronu bigotry. Um, they may go that route. We don't know yet, depending on their calculation. And for people who are telling some of us to stop the bigot. For me personally, I'm now a bigot. I was not a bigot before. I didn't like. Personally, I think bigotry is a stupid thing. It shouldn't even be. Any normal thinking person shouldn't even think like that. But again, sometimes you got to do stupid things. You got to, if somebody always tries to fight you and you try to run away and they do you try your best to avoid that situation, no way, and there is no authority for you to report to. What can you do? You fight the person back, even though this is not in your nature, or this is not the kind of person you are. But are you going to allow the person to continue to assault you every day and you have no authority to report to arrest the situation? So that is the situation we are in. It's not even about if this is in your nature or what you wanted to do before or not. uh, you have a situation where people manufacture all manner of lies against your ethnicities. These people say that we want to take over Lagos. Are we going to sit down and allow them to spin such dangerous lies? These people say if they see a rich Igbo man, oh, he's that is a drug money or that is ritual money. If they see like Obi Kubana is doing 58 birthday celebration, if they see people display money there, I say, ah, all these Igbo people, they're now blood money. All of these things, they like, uh, they go to spaces that are not, in South African spaces and different spaces, and they say, oh, well, the people doing whatever that's happening in your country are Igbos. Find them and kill them. Like so. Are we going to watch and and say, well, because we are good people, because we don't want to appear uh, like them, let's just try to avoid this? No. When in all fact these people do these things more than us. Now this is where sometimes what we are even doing is not bigotry. uh, they say, oh, when they see a rich Igbo man, oh, he did the blood money. And now we look at the news, not even bigotry. We look at the news. You guys do score mining every day. If it's almost like nothing to you. We see the news, we read it, before we see all these things on the news, we are not thinking about it. We just know that maybe these are individual things, people doing their things. We allow them to go. But because, of course, we have to also represent ourselves. So we now bring this news and present to people. Okay, look, these people call us uh, that we do blood money, but they are the number one score. Score mining is like a hobby already for them. And they talk about drugs. Oh my goodness, most of your kings are even drug mules. The first recorded Nigerian military officer to be arrested for drug offense was a Yoruba man. Like, and on and on and on. You go to Saudi Arabia, all of the list is filled with Yoruba people on death row. Yoruba people are the reason why why Saudi Arabia even did some kind of ban on Nigerians presently. Like, we have been seeing all of these things before. It's not new. This same behavior is not new, but we always let it be. So now when we present all of these things, some people say we are doing bigotry. It's not even bigotry. We're actually presenting facts. Bigotry is when you weave an entire lie, like saying that soldiers who murdered some people in 1966 was an Igbo coup. When the three men plotters of the coup, two Igbo man and the one Yoruba man, the three men organizers of the coup, is like that, and the aim was to release Awolowo. How is that an Igbo coup? So that is what we call a lie. But what we are doing in this case is trigotry, like presenting facts to counter lies people have been spreading, and we will continue to do that because we cannot allow these people. If you're not an Igbo, it will be easy for you to say, "Well, don't do this," because you didn't lose 50,000 of your people in 1966 who did absolutely nothing. Ordinary people minding their business. 50,000 of them were killed for nothing because people spread a complete lie. Say that, oh, the Igbo people killed this person, that. So ordinary Igbos were killed and massacred by their neighbors on the street. This is after over 200 and something military uh, officers of Igbo origin were already killed. Their blood wasn't enough. Up to 50,000 Igbos had to pay again. So, if you're not from, if you're not from us, you have not experienced this. It may be easy for you to say, "Well, don't push back. Oh, let peace reign." Blah blah blah. because of course when push comes to shove, you wouldn't be the one to experience that. um Talking about Lagos, Lagos belongs to Nigeria. Like I don't, I hate this Yoruba news with all my heart. I'm telling everybody now to hear it. I hate Yoruba news more than I hate Al Qaeda, more than I hate Boko Haram, more than I hate any other person in the world. Because these guys, you say you don't want Igbos in Lagos, right? You have now a Yoruba run president. One would expect you to be making rallies in Lagos, in Abuja, in Ilorin, in Ibadan, different places, demanding that Tinubu find a way to disintegrate Nigeria, so that you can have your Oduduwa Republic, so that you will not see Igbos or Hausas or whichever people you don't like in your place. Everybody will go their way, but you don't want it. One would also expect that, okay, even if you don't want to go that route, that you want to, make the federal government to decentralize infrastructure, especially federal infrastructure, and put it in other places so that Lagos will be decongested. You don't want that. Uh, in fact, what they are doing is instead of building a port in Calabar, they are constructing a road from Lagos to Calabar so that people can move from Lagos to Calabar, uh, and you want to eat your cake and you have it again, right? You would take all of the economic opportunities and put it in Lagos, and then when Nigerians from other places come to Lagos to find economic opportunities, you want them to live exactly according to your whims and caprices. You want them to vote exactly where you want, eat exactly what you want, date exactly the kind of women you want, marry exactly the kind of man. Fuck you and fuck your whims and caprices. This is our country. We are not visiting you. You are not hosting us. All of this nonsense about you are not hosting anybody. This is our country. So it's either you want the country or you don't want it. So what we will not tolerate is for you to desire for everything to be in Lagos, and you find way by all means and put it there. And now we come there to find opportunity. No, you want us to do whatever you want. You threaten us that if you don't vote who you want, you put us, you drown us and all of that. It's not going to happen. And no one is afraid. When the other time I was here, somebody was saying he cannot kill a rat or whatever. That is a nonsense statement to me. No one is afraid of anything. We want to be as peaceful as possible, but every human being has the right to defend themselves when attacked. So we are Nigerians, and Lagos is part of Nigeria. That is part of the 36 states in Nigeria. And Lagos is not subservient to Ogun State or to Ibadan or whatever. Each state is an independent unit. So you can do whatever you want in your state. Uh, Somebody who lives in Lagos is loyal to Lagos. He must not do whatever somebody from Ibadan wants, all in the name of Europe. No, there's nothing like that in our constitution. That no constitution recognizes that this is a Yoruba region. No, this is either Lagos State or Ondo State or whatever. And if there is anything stipulated in the constitution of Lagos, we will try to do it. But if not, we are not going to do something just because you want it. So the whole thing is this: buy got three as
Dexy,
it is, right?
Dexy, Dexy,
Yeah.
can you hear me? One
Yes.
second. There's this my guy always talked about this thing, um, this anti-bigotry bill, right? As a solution to bigotry, right? But when we look at herdsmen attack, we say let's build ranch and do business out of it. I mean, how did we get to this level? That if we say some people are killing people, you will say, oh, ranches will stop it, right? Then you come out and say some people are putting things online. You say, let us make a law to arrest them and all these things. How did we come to this level? I mean, the thing just came into my mind.
Yeah, well, that shows you the kind of country we are in. Like, people we see, people go see white, they go tell you say na red. Like, people, if people murder people, they should just be arrested and jailed. There's no reason for you to murder people all in the name of raising cattle, all of that. But that is another topic for another day. So the whole thing is this. For me personally, like I said, this current government, this is a bottom barrel Yoruba no government in power. It will not do anything. It will not do anything, because if it wanted to do something, we would see it. Now, this is his first tenure. It's like this. Imagine what Tinubu will do in his second tenure, when he's no longer scared of losing anything, right? The very simple solution is that, uh, personally, this is my personal opinion, we have to find a coalition with whichever part of the country that will be ready to give us even any single thing we want. Maybe to activate the Eastern Corridor, or the Eastern Maritime Corridor, whichever thing. As long as we remove this bottom barrel bigot in Asoro, uh, uh, the country will not work. And this person is not ready to do anything, because their whole way of doing things is just seeking rent. They have not been known to build anything or anything like that. So the current occupant is a rent seeker. So he will only do things like find a way to tax people to death and all of that. Why? Putting in more and more Yoruba conservatives. So that is the immediate. Everybody should prepare for 2027 uh, to vote to vote in anybody that is not Tinubu, anybody at all, whether it is even the leader of Boko Haram, as long as it's not Tinubu, it's actually better than Tinubu. This is my own opinion for now. Uh, the way I feel, any human being on earth that is not a Yoruba no by God is a better replacement than the current occupant in Asoro. But the other solution would be to put into laws these things I have outlined, make it a law. Then, apart from that, telling people on the street, telling people on Twitter to start bigotry, you know that you are being insincere, and in fact, you're being a hypocrite. When you know that you can speak truth to power, to people who can actually make a law, but no, you want to preach to those who have no power to do anything. So that is just that. Thank you, Alfonso.
Hello.
Yeah, same question, Sister Ozo.
Okay. Thank you very much. Um, somebody was saying that we should like vote, like we should vote next election. Let's be real. Like in fact, the entire country, 1960, was built on bigotry. So just like bigotry started recently, or APC bigots made bigotry. Bigotry has been here, and this is the foundation the country has been built upon. Okay, the country was built on bigotry. So if you are seeing it now is excavating, just know that it will in 20 years time the same thing too. It will be worse than now, until maybe like somebody was saying, um the person was saying that she a tribal bigot, that bigotry is the new one. No, that until you enter the streets. Um, I mean, that is the purpose of bigotry, so that you can enter the streets, so that the country can be in chaos. In from right beginning, look at Hitler. Hitler spread bigotry before he carried out the action in real life. So if you ask me, that is the purpose of bigotry. And if you ask me, it's because of jealousy. Okay, let's be true to ourselves. Because of jealousy, you defeated the people in the civil war, but after 60 years, they have the most businesses in Lagos, taking most of the economy. Why will you not be hated? I always told my Jewish friends like, if if you want to be if you don't want to be hated, stop being successful. So it's not about, oh, you come to my land, you're entering my um you're entering my politics. Oh, you're contesting for election. Chinedu is contesting for election. No, it's because of hate. It's because of hatred. So it's not about what the APC wants to be. And it's typical Nigerian politics, typical playbook. Okay, when there's nothing for you to use to divide the masses, okay, you reform, you become a bigot, you spread hate so that nobody will come and stand, so that people cannot unite and stand against our oppressors. So it was a typical playbook, and the truth is the APC bigotry, or should I say the Tinubu government itself, is not really the problem. Change, see, they're not going to have change Tinubu government or what, or vote Boko Haram or whatever. They are not going to have bigotry is not going to stop. Take it or leave it. Bigotry is not going to stop because that's where the foundation is. The country was built on bigotry from 1960 to date. So you can't say, okay, after Tinubu era, another president to come in, bigotry will stop. No, no, no. And the truth is, there's no government, like even Peter Obi sef, I'm not even sure, because if you look at the National Assembly, so most people in Nigeria, they don't even know the functions of our government. Each, whether federal, central, or whether legislative, judiciary, they have different functions of government. So people think the buck rests on the presidency. No. Labour Party, if to say, for example, now Peter Obi win the election and Labour Party come into power, APC still had the majority to pass that restructuring reforms. So all this what I'm saying is just a waste of time. And let's be real. And let's be real. Tinubu is winning next election. Like let's just be real. Because you can't come and be saying, and after our constitution have been whipped, our own president have destroyed the basis of our foundation in which this country is formed, which is the constitution, has made division so great that it can lead to a war and chaos, which is inevitable, by the way. Because the truth is, you can't have a divided country and expect not to have a conflict. And right now what we're having is um conflict on Twitter, which is just spreading violence all the way. Especially when the Igbos are saying no, we no go agree. It's spreading violence. And what has spread and reached the limits? When the two parties say no, no, we can't continue to talk, we're going to fight. There's going to hit the streets. What I would like to know. That is the main purpose of bigotry. So the thing is, this country has reached the last stage of its existence. If you ask me, if I'm being honest, because bigotry is systematic. Systematic. Look at the um, quota system, zone system, federal quota. It pushes one. I mean, it favors one type, and it's not based on meritocracy. It's based on political derivations like population, geography, and based on politics. Because one tribe or one region feels okay, I know I can't compete. So, and the truth is, the North won the war. Okay, they were the main people in power. They won the war, and they made this constitution. And from there, we didn't find a new constitution. We are just be patching. While we patching what cannot work. The the truth is, we're patching what cannot work. And I'm not going to say, okay, let's come and vote for a new president, which is not going to happen because we all know this. I don't know why we're not saying it. The truth is, our politicians are not elected; they're appointed. So, no matter what you do, as far as still in the bad system, you're not going to have a good leader that will change it. That's the truth. Why are we surprised that Peter Obi did not win the election? Because they know he's a threat. And apart from that, self, is the Igbo man. Let's be real. Igbo man is not going to be president. Let's be real. This country, because this country system is against any person that will bring a change. So when I saw the title, who will settle bigotry? I mean, I laughed. because this has proven time down by historical evidences have shown us that, because the truth is, no country, and as I said, no country has reached this level of division and hate as Nigeria is. No country, no, and does not explode. I don't know why Nigeria is the exception. No country has reached kind of hate, and the country is not in chaos or war now, right now. Nigeria is the exception, but I know one day it's going to happen, because you can't build a nation when people are divided. Our leaders have not learned from our history, and they said, what's that popular saying? If people that have not learned from history repeat it. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we are we are reaching that era, the era of repeating history slowly. So the thing is, whether Peter Obi or no Peter Obi, or maybe whether Peter Obi or no Peter Obi, as far as there's no a massive wave which our present system, both judicial, political, cannot give us a massive wave of democratic political revolution through election, which our present system cannot give us, because the judiciary, the INEC, the political institutions, whatever, tiny pocket of a single man that said Emilocom and people clap. So this is there's no there's no really way forward. I will tell you the truth. Most people here are waiting. Nigeria, they're waiting to a political happening on a hop or the uphill or the uphill that will just make restructuring necessary, or maybe utter division necessary. So the thing is, we're saying 2015 Nigeria was bad. 2015, I mean 2055, we're saying Nigeria is bad. But we're gonna say Nigeria, I mean 2030 or 2040 will be better than 2005. So it's got to be going, because there's no really solution now. Our um our LP candidate is trying his best. So it's not really his fault. He's trying his best, but the thing is, you can't try your best, or I mean, you can't try to win a system in which the system is corrupt, or you can't try to win a system in which the system was made to be against you. Peter Obi is a Igbo man. Let's be real. You can't try to negotiate or be democratic elected in a bad system. So people, if you ask a typical African, what's the problem of your what's the problem of your country? They'll say leadership. It's not leadership. Leadership, bigotry, killings are the products of a bad system first. That's why there's something called social contract. The people come together, give a particular man, let's say a king, the power to rule them, so that they can enjoy social benefits like peace. Okay? But when the government or the king refuse to do or go or fulfill the interests of people which elected him, which gave him the powers then. Okay, the people has the right to remove him. Okay, and when removing him, automatically I change the system. When you change the system become good. Good leaders comes up. So you have to change the political. In this case, it's the political system. You can't have a system in which the North occupy economic, political powers, not based on merit, but based on political reasons and derivations. You can't expect development. The most, should I say, the most what the leaders that control us today are from a particular region, the most inefficient, a people that can't boast of productive factors in their region will now say, okay, after the civil war, let's replace, because there's a theory called social capital theory. It says like this: when after a civil war or due to conflict reasons, when a particular region which did not obtain power by merit but through war and violence come take over the political and economic institutions of that country, the country doesn't just decline. It doesn't. I mean, the country doesn't just stagnate. It declines. This is what I'm seeing today. The country is not stagnating. Why? It is declining because we are being ruled by incompetent elites from a particular region that hates any form of development. I mean, every time we try to push development or push the country forward, we keep getting drawn back by the same elite from the same region, and people from that region will support the elite. Okay, this country has always been grown by. This country historically has seen economic progress far more in a certain presidency. See Obasanjo, see Jonathan. But because of ethnic hate and bigotry, of course, Igbo will never rule. We will vote based on Muslim tickets and ethnic ethnicity, which was we saw in Buhari 2015. Okay, so if you ask me, the truth is the entire country, the masses of the entire broader mass of people are essentially uneducated and illiterate, and have been planted from birth to hate each other. So we can't see the development anytime soon. And I can't blame people for giving up in the country. I can't blame people for saying, okay, you have slapped me in the face, you have shoot me gun. Okay, let me come and retaliate. Okay, let me come and say no. Because, because this what led us today. We are here, we are because we don't hold the government accountable. Okay, we don't process, we do nothing. They shoot us in the foot and we smile. And I feel that's one of the major reasons. And of course, Nigerians can't come together because we're divided. We are so divided. There's no you can't bring people together to to say, oh, we are standing against the government. The government is bad for us. Because Nigerians from birth has been engineered. Because sometimes I need to fight it myself. It has been engineered to follow ethnic sentiments. So I'm not really surprised. Yugoslavia was divided against itself. I mean, they spent several years under a communist regime, but ultimately it was ended in 1990. Although, although I won't say that the economy was bad like our own. Oh, no, 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 they were bad. The economies were bad because of communism. But ours is not. We are still practicing capitalism. It's not that we are ruled by kleptocracy, by a group of small-minded people, particularly by a group of people from a particular region that hates any form of development. The northern leaders has pushed against any form of development. They pushed against the tax reform. They pushed against cattle rearing so that we can avoid conflicts with the Fulanis. That they should that the government should they should prevent. I mean, they should ranch. I mean, the ranching law. I mean, the ranching bill. They pushed against it. Why? Why are they doing this? Why? Because they know if Nigeria works, they will not have the power again to deceive the masses based on ethnic, especially religious settlements. They will say, oh, the 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 Igbos want to provide they want to make their own country. Oh, the Igbos want to make their own country. And they will now push religious settlement, which resonates with the popular masses. So that's why we can never have development in this country. Okay. The popular people for a particular region, which are the northerners, the northern leaders, not the northerners. The northerners are my brothers, but the northern leaders are the problem of this country. And not just northern leaders, leaders generally. Because the truth is, leaders, whether from the southwest, southeast, south, they are always need to fall under the table for the north.
Please, how many more minutes do you want to talk, please?
Sorry?
Yeah.
You
How many minutes you want to talk?
I was round up. I was round up. Like 2 minutes or three.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So as I was saying, um, the North has pushed against any form of development. Okay. There can be development in a country in which the constitution is against any form of. I don't know whether you have read the constitution. The constitution, the political system of the government, everything is against development. No, someone was right when he said the problem is structural. It's systematic, very systematic. So bigotry won't stop anytime soon. And also, l- let's be real. I don't know. Maybe after Tinubu it is, which I wanted to do so that everybody will feel the pain, so that people that have lack common sense will gain that common sense. Because the truth is, I mean, so that people that have common sense will gain that common sense. This country is not going to get better in 10 years time. That's the real. After that, Tinubu is going to win for the after for his power will go to the north because of hatred and marginalization. The east has not produced one president, and the presidency is not even the problem. The problem is we just want a good system, a good government that favors everybody. That's what we want in this country. But of course, due to hate and jealousy, I will say jealousy because it's actually jealousy. Why will you hate on the people that bring businesses to Lagos, to your town? Because they're taking, I mean, because they're doing better than you, but building businesses. They're saying they should go back. Well, I don't. The truth is, I'm really surprised that no no kind of retribution has been done by the Igbo people because this won't stand if it was done against the north. This won't stand if we don't against the southwest. So, so the thing is, there's no there's no reconciliation. If you ask me, the country has been destroyed. Our constitution has been ripped. Our constitution has been destroyed. There's no reason why the people of a particular country should stand and protect the constitution or a particular country that's killed them, that's destroyed the basics of any reason, that have destroyed the constitution. Lately, the president itself, the court orders, I mean the court itself has disobeyed his own constitution, his own laws. The president itself recently, because of the suspension of the River State governor, has broken his own law. So you can't tell the citizens and say, oh, abide by the law. Oh, Nigeria is one. Oh, these are the symptoms, or these are the consequences for bigotry, or this is the consequences for a failed system. So, if you ask me, there's been no solution. But well, I'm not even hoping in next election. I'm waiting after Tinubu because I know I'm very sure of it, or maybe something might happen in which the north the north or the Yoruba
This is
north.
not part of the conversation, guy. I think you have spoken enough. I mean, almost 30 minutes or 35 minutes. So, I mean, we don't care who you are voting. I mean, we are supporting. Um, you even want to make Tinubu the landlord of your house forever. It's not our business here. We are discussing something very important. Anyway, Famsi, if you are there, you can wrap up the space for us. We have been here since is it 12 or 1, so almost 4 hours on one and that. Famsi, if you are there, you can wrap up the space for us.
Yes, so welcome.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. Good evening. Famsi, are you there? Wait, can anybody hear me?
I'm being muted, though. I'm being muted. He
Okay,
just
okay.
muted me and all that. So, like as I've earlier said earlier and all that, see, all over the world, because I hear people saying, you see, let's go to restructuring. We are not a country, we are a nation, and all that. There's nowhere in the world where everybody are homogeneous. Nowhere. Is it the US? When there is US voting, you hear of the Latino voters, you hear of the Black Americans. These people, their voting are basically skewed to favor their region. The Latinos will tell you that, what will you benefit from? What will we benefit from the government for you to give us? So all over the world, and that is how it is. But the truth of the matter is that even whether you because every human beings are always biased. If you are born a Christian and all that, you will feel that your religion is more superior. So even if you see somebody that is practicing traditional worship, you want to go and convert that person. I get it because you feel that your religion is even more superior than his. But the truth about it is that you don't even know whether the person that is serving juju, whether it's the Jew is even the main God. So that is why even when you are born as a Muslim, it's the same thing. But the difference is just that for you to accommodate one another, irrespective of your tribe or religion. That's what makes the difference. So it is not about Nigeria is not a nation. We are like I hear this statement that we are just a geographical entity. Look, even if you decide to say, okay, let these geographical entities divide into three. Okay, how do you want to divide it? You want to divide into three regions. Okay, yes, the Hausas will go to their own region, the Southwest will go to their region, that the Igbos. Then who told you that if the Southeast now decide to go to the Ibibios are there, the Anangs are there, they will say they want their own country? Or is it the Niger Delta where you have Ijo, Ishekiri, and Urobo fighting all the time? And you think that they would like to stay in one country? So the truth about it is just you, no matter what, even in a home where they all come from the same father, the same mother, there's always this fight among themselves of who is superior. But basically, the only way for you to counter bigotry, it is when the leaders come out and say, yes, we are going to treat people based on equity, fairness, and justice. That's the only way, because we all have different reasons why we are aligned to different things. Even here in the UK, you find that if a Nigerian sees a Nigerian, he is more aligned to the Nigerian than even a Briton. I get it because he feels, I don't know what I will do, how to relate with these people and how they will feel and all that. So, but the truth about it is that most places we work will tell you that what there is equity, fairness, and just so that you don't treat people, you don't become prejudice towards anybody, irrespective of tribe. And that is why most Western nations they tend to strive, because that is their ethos, the ethos that they practice. And that is the only thing that will bring you again away from this tribal affiliation and all these things. So basically, I know that the greatest problem we have in our country, and I still repeated because I repeated it, and I want to sound it in the ears of people, that during the Second World War, when the Japanese were fighting the Americans in the Battle of Yokohama, the the Japanese were when the America captured the town and all that. The Japanese, instead of surrendering, they were jumping into the ocean and committing suicide. They said if they would rather die than to fall into the hands of the Americans. Guess what? The ones that were captured by the Americans were being given chocolates. And when they tasted chocolate, they will say, this thing has been sweet. They were being fed chocolate that even after the war, they refused to go back to Japan. They said no, that these people, despite the fact that we were captured, they were feeding us morning, afternoon, evening, giving us chocolate, taking us out. We were playing football. This is not what they told us. This is not what our leaders told us about the Americans. What they told us was different from what we are seeing. Because the Americans feel that these people that we captured them. It is not because they are murderers. They are fighting for the soul of their country, and we know. And that is what we call equity, fairness, and justice. We know. So we cannot crucify these people because they are fighting for what belongs to theirs. So we have to treat them with every reason of fairness. And if that is when the mass exodus of Japanese started going to America, because this is not what was being told about them. Eisenhower was a German American. When he conquered Germany, he told the Germans to lie down in the street of Auschwitz to see the atrocities that they committed. And when they fell back, look, Germany Americans built Germany despite the fact that Germans destroyed the world. Americans built Germany from the scratch. And that's why the Germans refused to join the Russians because the Russians were piling away their resources. And they said, no, dead. Americans were our enemy. But for what we have seen and all that, we are being told a lie. That is equity, fairness, and justice. So if we continue, and that is where the problem is. This 2020 election, we have an MC Oluomo who came out openly to say that the Igbos, in short, even the president of police officers today is the National Union of Road Transport Workers in Federal in Abuja. He's being rewarded. I want bigotry to end. Bayo Ononuga gave ethnic slur that was even worse than what the Hutus did to Tutsis. Today, he's a special advisor, a very senior cabinet member. Dele Alake, I can call a lot of them. Make a lot of these are you is now your minister of this thing. So when you begin to encourage people with giving them position, now I'm even hearing that the likes of Reno Mokri is now being rewarded as an ambassador. Look at the kind of presidency that you have, and you think that ethnic bigotry will end. It will not end when you have this sets of charlatans ruling us. It will not end. It will not end. One of my best friends in my office, his name is Ayo. He's a Yoruba. We play together, we gist together, we talk alike together, and all that. That is why I said, leave these things. The greatest problem we have is our leaders. Because if you check the Ayo, if you ask him, if I ask Ayo today, what is your greatest? It's just what he wants. Is just I want my children to have the best of education. I want to be able to take care of myself. If I want to eat what I want to eat, that is what he thinks of. So he does not feel that I, an Igbo man, will go and stop what he will benefit from because the system here has created it that whatever you work and all that, you will be whatever you see, whatever you decide to set your goals on, the system is there to make you achieve it. So, what is the need for us to be talking about ethnicity and tribe? So if you check it, if me and Ayo becomes enemy today, go and check where maybe a leader somewhere has been able to poison his mind. Because when I grew up in Wari and all that, we were I was a classmate with people that were in Ijo, Ishekiri, and Robos. We don't we short, we drink together from the same cup. We play together. But our fathers were busy fighting among themselves. Oh, who owns worry? But then it looks strange to us. It looks strange to us. And that is how leaders do. When they feel that they cannot get anything and all that, they throw this ethnic law. They throw all sort of manner. Either they use religious bigotry, either they use ethnic bigotry, anything to push past their message. And as such, it is only the leaders that can stop all this nonsense that is going. But for that Nigeria, I don't think it will end here. It will even be worse than this. Maybe before next year, you see something that is more worse than this. Because the truth about it is that people have been quiet during 2020 elections. Why the Europe the APC led by Tinubu were busy unleashing talks on people. People never responded. Now, when people begin to fight back, I think it will lead to something else and all that. Now, even after the election of 2023, we saw a Jide Sanwo-Olu going to churches, greeting people, forming usher. But guess what? During the election, it is the same day that brought in Oro to stop people from voting. So my question is, why did you now go to church or go to this thing to be forming usher and all that when your mind is tainted with wickedness and hatred? Why did you also not come out and say, no, my people, don't do this? Don't do this oro, don't do this nonsense and all that. But after doing all this, he went back to tell you how they are. They can never stop, can never stop until our leaders begin to stop. So let me just round up here. So the basic truth is that for us to get it right and all that, we need to have leaders that will stand for equity, fairness, and justice, irrespective of tribe or religion. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Kenike.
Alpha.
Oh, yeah. Welcome, sir. Good evening, sir.
No, I'm not. All these
Uh,
things are interesting, but I just want to, so just to say something to pharmacy. While I agree with what he said about the chocolate, you need to understand that some of them were actually interned in prison. So if you know the order to the residents, I don't know if you know the pharmacist. My name Pacific Region. Hello, you guys
I
hearing
can
me?
hear you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
saying they were also interned too, so it's a bit complicated. That history is a bit
I,
complicated.
I'm not hearing you very well.
Oh, this airport. I said India people Alpha were also interned, like in the Japan. They were also interned in Ibodeba. So it was not really like a pleasant story. So it was also interned. You know, they hear me.
It's not clear. It's not clear.
Oh, I did say somewhere else to talk. Okay, maybe I will come back later.
Where I heard you.
I was talking about.
What did he say?
And I was saying that the story of Indie Japan in Ikumake is not that pleasant because some of them were interned. There was a 1942 order signed by President Roosevelt that kept some of them in prison because of during the war. But let's not forget that that's not why I came up. So there's something you said that I want to go back to. And like I said it on my timeline that the reason why you have this nonsense between Liba and Naniyo is only one person. Two people. Two people. Two people. You know the two people? Pharmacists?
Of course, I know them now.
So apart from the Awolowo, Akintola. No, this one, I don't, this is the kill that I will die in. Now, you see why I am very, very wary of, what is it called? Very wary of people, of populism. That's one of the reasons why I don't like Nnamdi Kanu. And if I extend it further, one of the reasons why I don't like Trump. Because I don't like populists. Because populists tend to say nonsense. And because they say nonsense, people tend to listen to them. Now, in trying to galvanate and make the Yoruba people come together, Awolowo said that the greatest threat to Yoruba land is Igbo people, Zikist. Now, whether it was because of politics, nobody knows. But when you tell the conservative, the liberals, the all those kind of things, that these people are coming to take over your place, a political leader, you indirectly imbibe it in their mind. So their parents grow up, they tell their children grow up, they tell their children. Because if you ask them, tell me, what did the average Igbo person? They'll tell you, how Azikiwe. What the hell is my bloody business with Azikiwe? Azikiwe ran his own election. Then from Azikiwe, they come and tell you about Betty. Now, what is my business with Betty? Betty Abunye, Elnye Kogu, Betty Abunye, I'm just a bit confused. What's my business with all those people? So, what the hell is this shit? Uh, So what's my business with all those people? Let's talk about it. What is my business um, with all those people? Just give me 1 second. Good morning, sir. Do you guys have this romaine lettuce? No, not organic. Regular, yeah. Okay. Thank you. So, what is my business with all those people? What's my business with them? So I want you guys to see, but why I stay away from it and indifferent and I don't care and I'm not even supporting that. I see some of you do these things that are evil, but you're not logically consistent. What does that mean? But all of you support Trump when Trump does the same thing. Anybody that comes around and tells me that these people are responsible for my problem, I can't listen to you. In fact, I think you're an idiot. The same thing Nnamdi Kanu did to a lot of Igbo people, telling them that Fulani people are Igbo people's problem. Fulani. When did this Fulani want to start? The same thing he did. Like, have a lot of Igbo people that have an unnecessary, almost cynical behavior to it. What did they do to you? So everybody has to be logically. I went to DMJs on a job. I saw them. They were not maybe of recent, maybe Buhari caused some problems. There's been some criminality. I agree. And these people are not my problem. The same thing, you people that support Trump too. When Trump says, oh, this thing, oh, these people, you order people and tell them, no, the people think that are being done in the society are these people, not your own people, these people. That's why I poor people believe that no ever evil that is done in the South is just like that. So if we want to be consistent, you can. So I just stay and say I cannot. I just. But if we limit it to just Nigeria talk and this crisis between, I listened to Ara is a fool. I was on Clubhouse, him and Wonka. This same Wonka that you're talking about is not an evil girl who some of you know on this stage. I don't want to mention her name. That was the one that linked her, that he brought out his picture, pharmacist and Alfonso. This guy was in that message, I'm going to give you my whole world. The same man promoting Yoruba typicalness. It was an evil girl that leads you. So again, don't listen to some of this. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not interested. Anybody that orders people, ordering, when I mean ordering, yo, these people. They can come in a bag like that. Okay, thank you. Anybody that orders people that says that, oh, these people are bad, these people are evil, I don't listen to you. Now, but for the problem is that it is something that is endorsed by both the political leaders and this is the problem. Tinubu endorses this behavior. If not, there's no need why people like Bayo. But I think that it is something that Awolowo did. Awolowo did it for politics, maybe being generous to him. But what I think, if you guys think I'm lying, go and read the 1952 parliamentary elections. These are elections before the okay. Go and read what Awolowo did on the AG. The Tribune was writing rubbish. Even Zeke was confused. I know the going on. That they were going to use tickets and things, and we are going to take over your life. 1952. Then go and read the 1964 parliamentary elections, where Clinton and what the NLD, this part of the NLDP did. This same thing these people are saying is what they were saying. These Igbo people are coming to take up. They don't respect our kings. They do the same thing. So what changed, my brothers? What changed? I'm asking you, my people, what changed? What changed? 1964. So when people grow up and they say this kind of thing, it is what they've been told. It is what their parents told them that these people are going to take advantage. They are going to take their property. So people have consciously, unconsciously imbibed that and developed an aggressive attitude. I asked them in 1964, 1952, Mbonye Ejike was elected a deputy in Lagos. How many land did he take to Aaron in this world? Where you call it? How many? How many land did he take? How many land did he take? How many? So this is right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. How many land did he take? How many? So again, is what it is. Now, for those who don't know, right? For those who don't know, these things have been. So when you're a political leader, like if for example people that are following Nabucco, if they have said, oh, this certain groups of certain people, if Nnamdi Azikiwe had gone around saying these people are, make some comments, a lot of people will grow up because it is they call Chinese whispers or indirectly they keep on telling you every day you need to be afraid of this. You need to be afraid of this. So you need to be afraid of this. So that is the outcome of what we are seeing right now, my friends. So the Chinese whispers have spread and gone far, and they've told us that these people are responsible for our problem. So there's nothing to, but for, like I said, I have better things to waste my time doing, like discussing politics. But for me to jump, I just look at it and I just laugh. I just jump and pass, like you said. But I want you to understand what this thing does. When you go around and start saying like what Nnamdi Kanu has done, we will never recover from it. We will never recover from it. Never. I'm not lying. It's not a cause. We will never recover from it because he has bastardized a lot of people people's mind and made another group the enemy. These people order, these people bad, these people evil. So when decades people have been saying that, what would you expect? You expect this kind of thing. People demand, thank you very much. Make I continue my side hustle, man. You.
Thank you, Dr. Kenike. It seems Yusuf is not here again. Thank you very much. Alienex, let's hear from you. Alienex, are you here? Why is it now that I called it that you're having network problem? Oh no, Socrates. Uh-huh. Okay, Socrates, what do you want to tell us again?
Um, um, I agree with most of the things um Keneke said, but in Nigeria case, in Nigeria case, it is so surface level or so vague to say, oh, it's leadership. Okay, it is vagueness is the mother of all inaction. It is so vague to say, oh, leadership. Go to any African country, they'll tell you, oh, it's leadership. Yes, the leadership is the consequences of the problem. The corruption, terrorism, killings are the consequences of the problem. Is the consequences of a bad political system. Okay. If you go to the US, one of the reasons, and bad is a consequence of bad political system and also a coward people. If you go to the US, there's a reason why their political there's a reason why even after all the deceivingness and division, they still respect one another because one, that culture, two, the political system, and three, they're not the people are not cowards. Okay, and that's why, and that's what the second amendment is for. The second amendment is to one, stand against the government when the government doesn't favor people. In Nigeria, look at the Nigeria situation. The Nigeria doesn't have that. Nigerian system doesn't have any form of defense. In fact, the constitution itself was not made. When the constitution was made, the people were not consulted. So it's not like saying, oh, a
So, which
um
people's
a
constitution
bad
was made
foundation. We should
consulting
build
the
house on a bad foundation and
huh?
expect it to. I mean,
Socrates. Wait, calm down. Socrates, which people constitution was made by consulting the people? Which country's constitution is that?
Hello,
Huh?
hello.
Which country's constitution did you
Can
make
you hear
by
me?
consulting the people?
Can you
Huh?
hear me, please?
Or is it that you cannot hear me? You just can you hear
Hello,
me? Can you hear me?
hello. Can you hear me? Oh,
Yeah, I think it's good we end this here. It's been a good day. Thank you everyone for coming around. I'm also creative at the end space. Another day you say whatever I want to say. I beg, don't be offended. I'm not bringing anybody up again, please. I wanted to end this space like 30 minutes ago. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you for coming. Yeah, thank you. You can. I think the space was streamed live by Njenje TV, so Njenje Media. So you can always subscribe to the YouTube channel and well, there are too much noise here, and you can also always see it there. And most of the listening spaces is actually streamed.